Hey there and welcome back to Tupgiri channel. Today we are going to develop the file sharing application, okay? And this application we are going to build completely from the scratch. To build this application we are going to use React, Next.js, Tailwind CSS. For the authentication we are going to use Clerk, and to send the email to the user we are going to use resend and React email, and to store this complete application database, all the data, the file upload, everything, we are going to use Firebase for that one. And as I told you before, this application is completely beginner friendly. Okay, so first let's walk through the application. So if you see on the screen right now, this is a beautiful landing page we created. Okay, and this particular page, the Tailwind CSS, the component, we are going to use Hyper UI, okay, which is one of the best library for the Tailwind CSS. No need to install anything, and that what we are going to use in this particular application as well. So once you land on this page, and if you want to get started, just click on get started here, and obviously first thing you need to do is to log into this application. So we beautifully implemented the Clerk authentication, the beautiful login UI as well. And once you log in onto this particular page, you will see this beautiful dashboard section where you have option to upload the files, as well as you can have a list of files which you already uploaded. Okay, and on the right hand side you will see this beautiful uh, user profile section where you can have option to manage the account and everything. Okay, so let's go here and let's try to upload the files. Okay, even though you can just drag and drop the files as well. So I click here. Okay, and once you click, you can select the file which you want to upload. Okay, upload. So let's select one file. Okay, I will select this file and click open. Once you open, you will see the file preview here with beautiful name, the size, and the type of image and everything. Okay, and just click upload. Once you click upload, you will see this beautiful progress bar, and once the file is completed, you will see that animation icon as well. Okay, and then you will redirect to this page where you will see the preview of the uploaded file. Okay, you have option now to copy this one, okay, the particular text, and if you see the beautiful toast message here. Okay, now here you can just copy and open this URL or share this with your URL with your friends and family. Then you have option to enable password to access this file. Okay, without password obviously you cannot access this file, so obviously you can enter the password, and then you have option to enable the password. So let me add some password here. Okay, and just click save, and once you save it, this password will get saved to this particular file. Okay, then you have option to send an email to the to your friend. Okay, so let's send this email. Okay, oh sorry, and let's click send email. Okay, and if you see, now email is getting sent and it's sent successfully. Okay, the text status will get changed immediately. Perfect. Now let's open my email, and if you see, we got an email, and if you see, this is how beautifully the template is. Okay, you have option who send the email, for who to whom you send the email, even though you have option here with the file name, size, and everything. Okay, also you have option to download this particular image. If I click on this particular button, okay, it will redirect me to this preview page of the shared URL, okay, with your friends. And obviously we set the password. Without password you cannot download this particular image or file. Okay, let's add the password. Okay, if you see, right, even though if I add the password, the button is not enabled because I did not enter the password correctly. Until and unless you enter the password correctly, you can access the image, and click download, and it will open this image for you, and obviously you can download it from here. Okay, so beautifully, right? So this beautiful UI, the modern UI, we are going to develop with the help of Tailwind CSS. Okay, now let me go back to our application here. Okay, and now you can, if you want to upload it again, just click on here, and now you can start upload a new file here. Okay, now in the file section you have option where you all the uploaded file, you will see it here. Okay, here obviously if you want to open any of this file, just click on that one, and it will open the preview file in a new tab. Okay, so everything here you're gonna learn from the scratch. Okay, if you don't have any knowledge, don't worry, because we will learn it in this particular course. Okay, and in the next section I will explain the complete workflow, how we are going to build this application. Okay, so guys, before doing any further delay, just press the hit like button, just hit subscribe button if you did not subscribe to my channel, and if you want To join my channel, click join button, or you can join my channel by joining the membership, which is the link is in the description. And before doing any further delay, let's begin. Now let's walk through the workflow, how we gonna develop this complete application. Okay, so if you see here, this is the landing page. Okay, and on this landing page, okay, once you just click on get started, obviously you just need to log in to this particular screen. Okay, with the help of Clerk authentication, we are going to implement authentic social authentication in our application. Then obviously once user authenticated, right, it has option to upload the file to share with friends, or he can access his uploaded existing files as well. Okay, so if you see, we have option to upload the existing files. Then if you upload the file, right, and click on upload, obviously it has we are going to use Firebase to store all the files, as well as we also have option to store all the data which we want to store in the backend. Okay, so obviously for Firebase we are using Firebase as a backend to store our data. Also, once we store the data and everything is set up, our application page after upload, it will redirect to the preview page where user can see all the details, including the URL. It has an option to send an email and set the password. Okay, so obviously if users share this particular URL, right, the short URL which we are generating, it will redirect to this preview page to the user. Okay, so obviously if user want to download the file which he shared with friends or family, then he can download it from here. Okay, if we obviously you can set the password to access that file as well. Okay, and obviously once user land on this page, this information we are getting from the Firebase only. Okay, now when user want to send any email, right, we are going to use React email and resend to send an email. Okay, and we are using resend to send email and React email to design this kind of beautiful template. Okay, obviously it has option to download or access the file, and user click on that one, our Firebase will get trigger to get this all the information. Okay, and one more thing, okay, maybe I did not mention here, this particular screen, okay, the preview screen don't need an authentication. Okay, if you have the URL, you can access this particular page. Okay, obviously if you set the password to that file and that password is required, but you don't need the special authentication for this one. Okay, so what I will do, I will just keep it here. Okay, and add like this. Okay, means okay, without without authentication as well, you can access this particular screen. Okay, so you don't need a special authentication. Now let's go back here and let me tell you about the technology. Obviously we are going to use React. Okay, after that we are going to use latest version of Next.js. Currently is 14 version is going on, so we are going to use Next.js, which is one of the best React framework in the market right now. Then for styling we are going to use Tailwind CSS. Okay, as you know, in my all previous course I use Tailwind CSS, so this is one of the best and easiest library for styling your application. Okay, and for a predefined component we are going to use Hyper UI. For the Hyper UI, you don't need any installation. Okay, you can just whatever click on any of these things and then you can just copy the code, that's all. Okay, for the storage, as you know, we are using Firebase, completely free and easy to store. Okay, and as you beginner, this is very easy to understand the Firebase implementation as well. Okay, also to send an email we are going to use resend email. Okay, it's completely free again, and within a few line of code you can easily send an email to anyone. Okay, obviously you don't need your custom domain as well. If you want to add, you can have option to add the domain, but if you don't have domain, don't worry, resend will taking care of that one. And to design the email template, we are going to use React email. Obviously it already have a lot of different samples example, and from that one as well we are going to use the email templates. Okay, just copy the source code and for the email template and use it in your application. Okay, so guys, so this is the complete workflow and the application which we are going to build in this particular course. So just subscribe my channel if you did not subscribe, and let's begin to develop now. In order to create a React application, we are going to use a Next.js, which is one of the best React framework currently on the internet. And obviously we are going to use latest version of the React, the Next.js, okay, which is Next.js 13. And in order to create a project with the help of this Next.js, right, this is the command line. If you see this npx create next app at latest, okay, at latest will give you the option to create the next application, which is the latest version. Okay, so first of all, let's navigate to your folder where you want to create the project, and then open a terminal at that particular folder. Okay, and here you just need to type npx create next app at latest. Okay, at latest will install the latest version of the Next.js. Once you import it, say you want to proceed, say yes, and then you have to give the project name. So in this case we'll say file sharing app. Okay, click enter. It will ask you, do you want to use TypeScript? So in this project we are going to use JavaScript. As this is a beginner, I don't want to make this application complicated, so we'll use the JavaScript only. So for this we'll say no. Then want to use ESLint, say no. The Tailwind CSS, obviously we are going to use Tailwind CSS in this particular application, and obviously you don't need to install manually. So this particular command will taking care of to install the Tailwind CSS. So say yes to this one. For source directory, say no. The app router, obviously we are going to use app router, so yes, say yes. And for allies, say no. Okay, and then if you see, it is installing the React DOM and Next dependency, along with some of the dev dependency like Tailwind CSS, Post CSS, and auto prefixer. Okay, so that is all about the Tailwind CSS. So we'll wait for a few seconds, and now if you see, this project is get created. Okay, now you just need to open the VS Code. Okay, and locate the folder where your app is created. Okay, so in my case I went to the projects, Next.js, and here is my particular the project which I created just now. Say open. Okay, and here if you see on the left hand side, right, you will see the section. It contains all the folders and file which is required to run the application. Okay, so first let me walk through these folders. Okay, and then we will run the application. So at the very first we have this app folder. Okay, so inside the app folder we have the global CSS, which is global, whatever the CSS is applicable to the throughout the application, it is defined inside this global.css. Then we have the layout.js. Inside this layout.js, which is our starting point of our application. Okay, so whatever the components pages is going to render is going to render in between this children component. Okay, so this is the very basic layout of the application. If you see, we have the metadata, and also we have the font. Okay, we will learn how to change the font of the application as well once we started developing this application. Then we have the page.js, which is the default page, and if you see the default code is already there, so we will touch to this code, okay, in a few moments. After that we have node modules. Obviously we are not going to touch these node modules at all. Then we have public folder where we are going to store all our assets, images, and everything. Okay, so whatever you want to put, you can put it in public folder, and then you directly can access inside your application. Then you have the next.config.js where all the configuration related to the next application will be added here. Okay, so obviously we are going to add some configuration in this next.config.js once we started developing our application. Then we have package.log.json, which we will never touch to this one. Then we have package.json, which contain the script to run the application, to build the application. Then we have some dependency, and then some dev dependency. Okay, then we have post css and tailwind.config.js, which is used to configure the Tailwind CSS properties. Okay, so for example, if you want to add your own color, right, you can just mention it here, and then you can use it in your application. If you see this content section, is very important, right? Whenever you want to apply Tailwind CSS, you have to make sure that your file is under this particular folder called pages, component or app. Okay, if you have some other folder, you have to mention it here, then only this Tailwind CSS is applicable to that particular page or component. Okay, now on the top hand side we have the option called terminal, and click on new terminal. Okay, so it will open the terminal below like this. Okay, and here you just need to type npm run dev. Okay, and click enter. And if you see right now, it's showing the Next.js version as a 14.0.3. Okay, and if you face any issue to run this application, right, then you have to update the Next.js version. Okay, so if you go to this packet.json right now, if you see the next version is 14.0.3, here you can change to 13.4.16. okay, which is a stable version. But right now for me it's working, so let's go to this localhost. Okay, so open this localhost on your web browser, and it's still loading. Okay, and if you see, this is the default page right now, it's showing on the screen. So let me bring this on the right hand side, and let me bring this down here like this. Okay, so as I told you, right, inside the page.js, okay, we have this default code. Okay, and that is nothing but this particular code. Okay, for example, if you see this word called get started by editing blah blah blah, okay, I will remove this particular line of code from here, and I will write subscribe to Tube Guruji. Okay, and then save it. Okay, and if you see, suddenly it changes to subscribe to Tube Guruji. Guys, if you did not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe. And immediately you don't need to rerun the project again. Once you save it, it automatically reflect it on the screen. Okay, so obviously right now we are not gonna use this particular code, so I will remove all of this code. Okay, and here I will simply write one div, and will say home. Okay, and save it. And if you see, right now it's showing home, but along with that it's showing some gradient background. Okay, which we don't want it obviously. So let me delete close this packet.json, and now inside the global.css, right, we have the root section, and here we have some default background which is already applied. So remove that one, save it, and if you see, now it's showing the blank screen. Okay, perfect. So I hope you understand how we created the next application from the start. And guys, don't worry if you don't know about the Next.js or React. Okay, because we are gonna learn it from the basic and from the scratch, as this course is a beginner friendly, so you can learn it everything from the scratch. Okay, so I hope you understand how we created the Next.js application, how we run the application, and we also understand the folder and file structure as well. Okay, in the next section we will try to build the header section. Okay, and as I told you in the beginning, with the minimal writing of the code, we are going to develop this complete application. So we'll not wait, and we'll move to the next section. So now let's implement the header section. Okay, so inside the app folder, I will create a new folder, and we can call it as a let me inside the app folder we'll call it as a underscore components. Okay, the reason that I'm giving underscore, right, because if you give the folder name directly without giving underscore, then Next.js will think as a router. Okay, so this is considered as a route for the application. Okay, we will learn it later on in this particular course. But if you don't want to give the route, okay, don't want to consider a route, you have to give the underscore like this. Oh, okay, or you can mention it in the brackets. We'll learn it obviously we'll once we start proceeding in this particular course. Okay, but right now just give the underscore component where we are going to store all our components. Okay, so this component in this particular folder, the component which is common to this application, we'll keep it here. Okay, so inside that, let's create a file name called header.js. make sure the file name will start with the capital H. Okay, like this. And then we need to add the template. Okay, so every time whenever we create a new file, you need to add a default template. Okay, and in order to add default template, you need to write a code every time. Okay, so to avoid that one, you have to install one extension. Okay, so go to the extension, and here you have to install one extension called the ES7 7 plus React Redux React Native extension, okay, and this will help you to auto import your auto template, okay. I will let you know, but make sure to install this one. Also you have to install one more extension called Tailwind CSS snippet, okay, and this will give you the, when you're writing the Tailwind CSS classes, it will give you the suggestion automatically, okay. So that's the reason these two extension, make sure it's installed in your VS Code, okay. Now here, as I say, in order to add the default template, you just need to type React function component export like RFC and click enter and see the magic. Automatically it write the default template for you. Okay, perfect. Now once you added this template, save this one, and inside the layout.js, because the header will be a constant throughout the application, okay, here we need to add this layout.js, okay, like this. So here we'll add this header here like this, okay, and then make sure to import it, okay, and save it. And if you see, the header text is showing, but later on once user log into this application, right, we are gonna change the header and lot of things, correct. So we have to think whether do we want to keep this header inside this layout file, or do we want to move it in some other page, okay. So right now what we can do, let me undo this one, okay, and let's move to this page.js, because this is our home page, okay. So inside this div I will add header header like this, okay, and make sure it's importing from this underscore component slash header, okay, and then save it. Nothing will get changed, and if you see, the header is still showing on the screen. Now in order to write the code, right, you need to write a lot of things, like you have to show the logo, the text and button, a lot of things, right, and obviously each developer need to do that, okay. But we have one library we can call, which again Tailwind CSS based library called Hyper UI, okay. And if you don't know about this one, this is one of the best library, and you don't need to install any dependency for that one, okay. It will give you the already predefined component for you, okay. So inside this Hyper UI.dev, okay, the link is in the description, you can just check it out. Here you will find a different types of component where you can use it, okay. So right now we want the header, and if you see in the header we have 3 components, and if you see this, right, you will see this different types of example, okay. And not only that one, but how it looks on mobile, on small device, the medium device, large device or full device, okay, everything it mentioned. Even though in the dark mode how it look, okay, see everything left to right, left to right, everything is there. You just need to copy the code. So if you see here, right, the view section, it will show the code, okay, and if you click on copy, it will just copy for you, okay. So right now on the right hand side, if you see option, right, we have the HTML, JSX and view. Obviously we want JSX, so select the JSX, and obviously this in the JSX, right, we use the class name, and just say copy, and that's all. And let's go back to our application, and inside the header component, right, go to the header component, let me erase that and paste it here like this, okay. Let me open our browser here, okay, and then save it. And if you see, header is showing right now, it is in the small window, that's why it's showing like this. But as soon as I increase size, it will show all the option along with these 2 beautiful buttons, see. And as I told you, right, you don't need to write the code, okay. With the minimal writing of code, we will implement this application, okay. Another thing here, obviously you can customize this particular code and everything, okay. So what I will do, I'm gonna change the color first, okay. And obviously for the application I will define one a constant color, okay. So what you need to do, let's go to this global.css, global.config.js, okay, and here we'll define our application primary color, okay. So inside the theme we have the extents, and here you can mention colors like this, okay, and I will call it as a primary color and give the color code. So in this case I will use 7 DFC, okay, which is kind of blue color, okay. And boom, nothing will happen here right now. But now if you go to the header and let me select the button section, if you see we have this login button, correct, and here right now it applying this BG teal color, okay. So here I will change background to primary and save it, and if you see, suddenly it changes to primary. In this Tailwind CSS we don't have the property called primary, but we mention it in our tailwind.config.js and it will pick it from there. Okay. And guys, if you don't know about the Tailwind CSS, okay, anytime you can go to the Tailwind CSS .com, and from there you will find all of this thing. Okay, for example, if you want to learn about the border, how to apply border inside Tailwind CSS, this is the example they give it to you. Okay, with the example and the corresponding CSS properties. Okay, perfect. So now I change this color. Okay, right now if you see hover is changing this color to green, which I don't want it. Okay, so what I will do, I will, instead of teal, I will change to blue. And if you see now, let's save this one, and now it changes to beautifully blue color. Okay, here I don't want this particular icon. Okay, so what we can do, oh, sorry, this one. So in order to update this icon, let's go to this logo, I don't know what it's called, but logo IP sum. Okay, and here we'll find some dummy logo for your application. So right now I will use this logo for our application. You can change it later on. Just click on that one, it will copy the svg file. Okay, and then go to your public folder, okay, where we can store our images and assets. And here I will create one file called logo.svg and paste the code which you copied and save it. That's all. Okay, now I will remove all of this code, okay, because this is the logo code. And let's, oh sorry, not this one, this is the logo. Okay, I will remove this from here and I will add the image. Okay, and if you see this image, I'm adding from the next/image. Okay, and here obviously we have property called source where we want to give the file name. So in this case, as we kept our file inside public folder, you don't need to give a complete path, you just need to write slash and the file name. So in this case, logo.svg. Okay, here we have to give width, so I will give width of 150 and height, maybe I will give a height of 100 and save it. And if you see, the logo is showing on the screen. Okay, if I decrease size, I'm getting all of this menu as well. Okay, perfect. Now some of the modification I'm going to do. Okay, first thing, I will say login, instead of login I will say get started, and I will remove this register button. Okay, then I will keep only some of the menu. For example, I will say home, then here I will say upload, I'll say contact, or maybe about us, and here I will say contact us. Okay, and all other menu I will remove it. So I will remove these of the things and save it, and perfect. And if you see, right now it look like this. Okay, now if you want to give some border shadow effect, you can give it. Okay, so for this one, okay, here you can just add the shadow or border. So for example, if I want to add the border, you can just write border. I want the border at the bottom side, so I will write border B, which is called bottom. Okay, and just save it. Okay, and if you see, it's showing the border. Also, if you want to see the corresponding CSS property, you just need to hover on this one and it will show you this border bottom width, which is the corresponding CSS property. Okay, but in Tailwind CSS you just need to write this much code. Okay, same thing, if I go here, the margin x, means on the x-axis the margin will be auto, here we will see the margin left and right, which is corresponding CSS property. Okay, and this is how it works. Now if I increase the size, this is how it looks. Okay, but if I decrease the size, okay, let's, okay, see, it automatically adopt the mobile view, or the screen, depends on the screen size, and automatically adopt the layout. Okay, if I go here and change to mobile view, this is how it looks. Okay, so on 14 mx like this, see, okay, how beautifully it's changing the layout. Perfect. So I hope you understand this particular part, where we will automatically, means not automatically, but we will just, with the help of Hyper UI, we added this beautiful header section. Okay, in this section we are going to implement the hero part of the application. Okay, so let me show you how what we are going to implement in this particular section. So if you see, right, we already have this top section, and here we are going to implement this particular hero section with this particular text and everything. Okay, so in order to implement it, okay, let's go to this Hyper UI. Okay, and here just search for this banner section. Okay, and if you see, we have some beautiful option to add it here. Okay, so right now it's giving 3 beautiful options. You can choose whatever you want. So right now I am selecting this first one. Go to the view and select this .jsx, and here you just need to copy this line of code. Okay, let me open at the side by side, and inside the underscore component folder we will create a new file, and we can call it as hero.js. okay, you can make it as jsx and add the default template like this. Okay, and make sure to import this inside your page.jsx. okay, I will remove home and I will add hero like this and save it. And now if you see, the hero is showing. So whatever your code you copied, right, just paste it here like this and save it, and done. If you see how beautifully it's showing this particular code. Okay, now a couple of things we need to modify, obviously these colors and everything. Okay, so first thing what I will do, if you see in the div class name, right, they give some height of the screen. Here I will remove the item to be in center and save it, and maybe we'll remove this one as well. Okay, so it will not at the very bottom. Okay, and obviously we'll update this message. Okay, so let's update the message. I will remove everything from here, and the message, whatever message I write it here like this, the upload 7 easily. Okay, so here just we write first upload comma save and easily share your files in one place. Okay, and if I save it, this is how it looks. Okay, now obviously for some of the text I want to change the color, so I will wrap that particular text inside the spam. Okay, so I will wrap this complete name here like this, and we'll add the class name, and I want to give the primary color. Okay, so we'll say text primary and save it, and this is how it looks. Okay, same thing I will add it for a share, so I'll add the span tag here and put share over here like this, and add the class name as text to be primary and save it. Okay, do some space here like this. Perfect. Then we need to update this text, right? So what I did, I created one folder called utils. Okay, and in this utils folder I added a new file called constant, where I'm keeping all of my constant value. Okay, so these are the value. Instead of writing inside the component directly, I kept in one place where we can access it, so that if you want to change in future, you can change it here and it will reflect everywhere in the application. Okay, so in order to access this one, you just need to write, let me remove this line of code first. Inside the bracket, you just need to write constant dot desc, which is the name of this particular field. Okay, now whenever you are dynamically want to show the value on the screen, you have to define in a curly braces. Okay, and this is the constant. If you see, it's importing from this util constant. Okay, and I'm accessing this description from there, and if I save it, if you see the magic, it immediately change the value. Okay, and what I will do, I will add the color. I will change the color to text gray, maybe 500, and save it like this. Perfect. Next thing, let's change this color, button color. Okay, so here I want primary, so I will make it primary, and on hover I will just replace this red with the blue. See, like this. Okay, perfect. Also this learn more button, we'll change this to primary, and on hover I will change this to blue and save it. Okay, and this is how it looks on the big screen. So beautiful, right? And within some minutes we implemented this hero section. Okay, so until this point, if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Okay, and one more, now as I told you in the beginning that we're gonna change the font color of the application. Okay, and in order to change the font color of the application, just go to this layout.js. okay, which is our first layout.js page. Okay, And over here right now, if you see, this is the enter font from the Google font, okay, and if you see this import statement, okay, and if you want to change this font or you want to add some different font, you can just mention the font, okay. And obviously right now if you see, this is the outfit font, okay, which I want to use it, and anytime you can just go to the Google font, and here you can find the different types of bunch of font, okay. You can select whatever you want and just use that import, just import it here like this, okay. No need to import any new dependency or anything, okay. Right now if I want, for example in this case, if I want to add the outfit as a form, okay, and this outfit form here, if I search it, this is how it looks, okay. And obviously here I need to change outfit, okay. You can change this constant if you want. I will keep as it is and then save it. And if I see, this is how it looks on the screen, okay. Before it was like this, but after the change, okay, after the change I make this outfit, this is how it looks, okay. And this font now will applicable throughout the application, okay. And this is how easily we updated the font. So that's the reason Next.js is so powerful that you don't need to make any custom configuration, okay. Next.js is taking care of most of the things, including the routing, this font, and lot of things, okay. So I hope you understand this one. Next part we are going to implement the social authentication, okay. So in the next section. So before implementing the authentication in our application, first we will add some folders and files, okay, and also we'll create some route for our applications. So on this folders section, okay, here right now inside the app we just have the components, utils, and some of the layout and page files, okay. So now we need to create some route. So first route we will create for the authentication, okay. And for that one, what we can do to make this application look organized, right, I will create a folder and I will call here like this auth. So all the authenticated related routes, I will keep it inside this auth folder, okay. And when you are defining this bracket, then Next.js will not consider this as a route, okay. Very important. So just press like this, and inside that now you can create a routes folder if you want, okay. So I will create a routes folder here again, so we can call routes like this, okay. And inside the routes we can add sign in page or sign up page, whatever page you want to add, okay. Now another example I want to show, right, if you want to add the path, for example here, if you want to add like slash dashboard, okay. And right now if I click enter, nothing will display because we don't have that particular page. But if you want a route like this, okay, you can just go here, add a folder called dashboard, and inside that you have to add page.js, okay. And let me add the default template here like this, and we can call it as a dashboard. Let me copy the same name everywhere and save it. And now if you see, it's showing the dashboard, okay. So what we did, we just, in order to add the routes, add the folder name, and instead that you have to add page.js, and this will be your route, okay. But obviously we are going to use this like this one. But as I told you in the beginning of this section, that in order for the organization purpose, okay, project need to be organized, right. I will keep this all the routes in one folder, okay, and all route come under that particular section will keep under one files, okay. For example, if you watch my one of my video which is to build the LMS site using Next.js, right, if you see on the left hand side we have this navigation bar, on the top hand side we have the header, but this section is constant throughout the application once the user login, okay. And now if you see, if I go to the dashboard, it suddenly changed, but the navigation and this is constant, okay. Even though if I go inside there, right, the path is get changed with some different URL, but this particular side navigation here is constant, okay. So this, for this one, we are these particular things we will achieve with the help of layout and the some routes, okay. So before that one, let me add a new folder here, okay. And for that one we can call it as a dashboard. So all the dashboard after user login, right, whatever the files or URLs or path we are going to add, we'll add it in dashboard folder. Inside the dashboard I will add a new folder and we can call it as a routes. Okay, so all the dashboard routes will come under this routes folder. And then now in the particular dashboard I will keep inside this routes folder. Okay, and just move it like this. And so let me, so inside dashboard, right, I actually I don't want to give the name as a dashboard, because already I will rename this one to something like upload. Okay, so, and I will rename this to upload here again. Okay, so I don't have any more dashboard path. Okay, and if you see here, right now it's showing 404 because we don't have upload, but if you go to this upload, now we'll see the upload file. Okay, so let's create a few more routes. Okay, so next I will create inside the routes only, I will create a, oh sorry, not in the authentication, in the dashboard section I will create another route, and we can call it as a files. Okay, inside the file I will add the page.js and add the default template. Okay, I will rename this to files like this and save it. And now if I go to this slash files, I will go to this files folder as well. Okay, now obviously you can add more, depends on your requirements. Okay, but for now I will keep as it is. So I hope you understand this folder and file structure. Okay, and next, whatever the authentication we are going to add the pages called sign in or sign up, we'll keep inside this auth routes. Okay, also inside the dashboard, right, as I told you, some of the component will be constant. Okay, so for that one, inside the dashboard we'll create a new page and we can call it as layout.js. Okay, and inside that let's add the default template and we can call it as a, you can call it a layout, that's fine. And here you need to pass the children. Okay, the file name need to be a layout.js only, otherwise Next.js will not detect that this is the layout page. Okay, and that's all. So this children you have to display here like this and save it. Now everything is as it is, but if I write something here like this, home, okay, and save it, now everywhere you will display the home. Okay, even though if you change to this to upload, the home will be a constant, only this content gonna change. Okay, and that's what we want, because inside this layout we will define our side navigation and header. Okay, only the component is going to change is the route which we define here, like files and upload. Okay, so I hope you understand this one. If you have any issue, you can access the source code, and this folder structure is very important when you are going to write the code. Okay, because of this folder structure, right, your project will be organized. Okay, perfect. So for the authentication, we are going to use Clerk. Okay, so Clerk is one of the best authentication service provider and it's completely free. Okay, so if I go to this pricing session, you will see up to 500 active user, it's completely free. Okay, but if you are startup or you are learning, right, and this Clerk is very helpful to get started. Now here, if you don't have an account before, just create a new account and then go to the dashboard. Once you are in the dashboard, you can create a new application. I have already here. Okay, but let's create a new, and we can call it as a file sharing. Okay, and you can, if you see here, right, you have some option called login with the email, phone, username, right. You can even enable Google, Facebook, and there are a lot of different option you can enable. Okay, and this is how it looks on the screen on the right hand side. And once you are done with this one, let's just click on the create application. And then if you see right now, obviously we are working on the Next.js. These are the key which we need to add in our .env.local file. Okay, after this, on the left hand side you will see some bunch of option, right, where you can customize or you can change the color of these particular buttons and everything. Inside this user authentication, if you go to the social authentication, here you can enable whatever you want. Okay, also you can give the redirect URL if needed, and there are some more option available here to access it. Okay, now on the Google, just type Clerk Next.js. Okay, so it will open the documentation. The first link will be a documentation to get started with the Clerk and the Next.js in order to integrate Clerk inside the Next.js application. So if you scroll down, first thing you need to do is to install the Clerk Next.js. Okay, so just copy this line and just go to your application, open the terminal. Okay, and just paste it here like this and enter. Okay, so it will install the Next.js inside our application. Then scroll down, and if you see, you need to add this to environment variable. Okay, which is don't share that one. Okay, and this particular keys are associated with that particular application only. Okay, so copy this one, go to your application, and inside here, inside the root folder, right, just create a new file and just give the name .env.local, and here just add that two keys. Okay, then just scroll down, and whatever the application you have, right, this HTML body tag, you have to wrap that inside this Clerk provider. Okay, so just copy this Clerk provider and then go to your layout.js. Okay, which is our this first layout. Okay, the root layout, and wrap this all this particular HTML inside this Clerk provider like this. Okay, and make sure you will import this Clerk provider from the Clerk Next.js. Okay, if you see, perfect, and save it. Now if you go to the application, okay, and you will see nothing get changed. Okay, if I go to the local host 3000, nothing get changed here. Next step you need to follow, if you scroll down, right, you have one file you need to create it called middleware.ts inside a root directory, and let's create a new file here and just paste this content. Okay, so I will tell you how and where we are going to use this middleware. Okay, in a moment, just paste the content whatever they posted in the documentation here like this. Now scroll down, and here you can use this use button. Okay, so for now what I will do, I will put this use button inside the dashboard route inside the file. I will keep it for now. Okay, so after the file I will just put this one and make sure to import this use button from this Clerk Next.js. Okay, and if you go down, right, that's all what we need. Okay, and if you see now our localhost, if I go to the localhost 3000, is redirecting to the login page, and if you see this particular URL is not the URL which we are using, right, it's redirect to the Clerk URL. Okay, and that's what we don't want it, because we want to add our own sign in and sign up page. So for that one, if you see, right, we have the one option called create a custom sign up and sign in page. So click on that one, and here you can create your own custom sign in and sign up page. So here you need to add create some sign in sign up page. Okay, so in order to create these folders and file, what you can do, you can just copy this particular path. Okay, and go here, and we already created this auth routes, right, this folder. So inside the route I will click on these files and enter it, and instead of tsx make it jsx and click enter. So it automatically create the folders and then files as well. And then next, just copy this code and paste it inside your sign up page. Okay, same thing you have to do it for the sign in page as well. So copy this path, and then inside the auth routes, we have to create a file, and instead of tsx make it jsx, and then copy this content inside your sign in page like this. Okay, and save everything. Now once we paste it, let's go to the next step, and you have to add these 4 lines inside your .env.local file. Okay, so let's go to this sorry, just go to .env.local, and after this one I will add these 4 lines. Okay, so this line help us to redirect once you log out or once you sign in. Okay, so you can obviously modify if you want to. Okay, but right now we will keep as it is, and that's all. Okay, no need to do anything, and make sure to save everything. Okay, so I save everything. Now let's go back to our application and open the port localhost 3000, and if you see, now we have our own sign in page. Okay, with the redirect URL and everything set up here. Okay, and even though if I try to go to this localhost 3000, it is asking me to sign in first. Okay, so but the thing is, right, we need to give access to this home page. Okay, and we will restrict access to the other page once users sign in. Okay, so the question is how to do it. So if I so I told you before, right, this middleware.ts where we need to configure the public path. Okay, so here you just need to write inside the auth middleware, and you have to mention public routes, and inside that you have to give the routes which you need, which you don't want to give the login access, right? So for example, in this case, just give the slash, because this is our default route, right, and this is our home route. And now if I go here and go to localhost 3000, right, and if you see, I can able to access to, localhost 3000 without login to this particular Clerk authentication, right? But if I go to this localhost 3000 slash file, you need to authentic, means you need to log in with some Gmail or Facebook account. Okay, so this is how it works. Now obviously right now if you see, right, this login page is not look interesting or not look the way we want it. Okay, so what you need to do, as I told you, right, go to this hyper ui.dev, and here if you see, right, we have option called auth forms. Okay, and here we'll get a couple of option for the authentication. So click on the view, select the JSX and copy this all the content, and then go to your sign in page. Okay, so let's close this one, go to your sign in page here, and I will wrap this in a circular bracket and paste your code like this. Okay, remove this commented code from here, and you need to cut this sign in from here, because this is our component, and whatever the form we have, right, remove this form section completely. So this form section I will remove completely from here, and then paste this sign in component and save it. Okay, and if I go here now, if you see how beautifully it's showing the sign in page now. Okay, with this left hand side with the image, and on the right hand side we have this login page. Now obviously you can edit some of the information. Okay, for example, here I can say welcome to file sharing app. Okay, and you can obviously change this svg image if you don't want, so I will replace with image with our logo. So I will just say logo.svg, will give width 150, height 100, and save it. Now if I go back, let me refresh the screen. I don't know why it not change, or maybe I change different thing. Okay, so here we have to squid, let's search for the word squid, and here you have to change like say file sharing, and here you have to change the logo. Okay, and if I save it now, if you see, it's saying welcome to file sharing app. Okay, and this is how you can easily implement this sign in page, and we beautifully design it with the help of Tailwind CSS and this hyper UI. Okay, now as I told you before, right, if I try to access localhost 3000, it is accessible. Now what we need to do, if I click on get started, I should able to go to this localhost 3000 slash files. Okay, and obviously right now is you need authentication, but let's add a route to this button click. Okay, so go to this component where we have this hero section, the header section, and here we have the button called get started, and here we already have the link right here. You just need to go in the hrefs the route which you want to go. So in this case is files, and save it. And now if I click on files, it will ask me the authentication. So let's authenticate with some user ID. And once I authenticated, right, it will redirect to this files page. And if you see, right, the button we added inside this files called user button, here it will give some option to manage the account and everything, and this is already implemented by the Clerk, so you don't need to add anything. Okay, so this is how easily you can add the authentication with the help of Clerk. Okay, so I hope you understand this one, and if you have any doubt, any question, let me know in the comment section. So in this section, we are going to add the side navigation bar and the header. Okay, and this is how we are going to implement. So on the left hand side, we have the side navigation bar with this logo, the icon, and the name of the particular menu. Okay, and on the top side, we have the header with the user's profile icon. Okay, so in order to implement it, right, we need this kind of icon. So for that one, we are going to implement, or we are going to add one library called lucid.dev, which is very easy to add the icon in any React Next.js application, and very easy to install as well. So just go to this lucid.dev and just say get started. And inside this installation, you just need to select this React section, because we are developing the React application, and click on npm tab and copy this particular command. Then go to your project inside the terminal, just execute that particular command and install it. So if you see, it installed now. Now let's go to the dashboard folder, okay, where we need to add the side navigation bar. So what I will do, inside the dashboard, I will create a new folder, and I will, whatever the common component we have, we will add it inside this components folder. Okay, and inside the component, I will create a new file, and you can call it as SideNav.js. Okay, and add the default template like this. Now this side nav bar, I'm gonna add inside the layout, because this will be persistent throughout the application once the user is logged. So here I will add one div, and inside that I will add the side nav like that. Okay, and then save it. Now let's see the application, and if you see right now, it's showing the side nav. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to bring this in the side navigation bar. We need to give some width and some height as well. Okay, now here what we need to do, we need to give some specific width for this side navigation. Okay, so what I will do, inside this for this div, right, we can provide the class name. Let me close this window, and then we will say first the height to be full, and then we will mention the width to be 64. Sorry, the width needs to be 64, and we'll make flex to be column, so menu will come in one column. Then we'll make it this particular div as a fix, and we'll make inset y to 0. Okay, and I'll also give the index z to 15. Okay, but if you see right now, the side navigation is at the top, but below that one we have that our file text, right? So what we need to do for these children, every time we need to give some width. Okay, so what I will do for this div, I will put inside this particular div, and here we can give the margin left to 64, because we have this width, right? And after that we need to start this children, and if I save it, and this is how it looks, see. Okay, but when the screen size is smaller, then we need to hide this side navigation bar. Okay, so initially what we can do, we can just say hidden when the screen size is smaller, see. And also we'll give the width when the screen size is medium. Okay, and save it. And then for these children, with this margin left is applicable only when the screen size is medium, if you say like this, right? But if I increase the size, now we will see this margin left for this particular div. Okay, Now let's go to side navigation bar, and over here we need to add the menu first. Okay, so what I will do, we'll create a new one constant. Okay, and inside that I will we can call it as a menu list is equal to, and here I will add some item. Okay, so first I will say id, and we can give name as a upload. Okay, then icon. Now in this case, right, if you search, for example, if I search upload, and if you see this icon is importing from this lucid-react. Okay, you can easily import it here like this. Otherwise you can go here inside the icons in lucid.dev, and you can search it from here as well. So if I want to search for something for upload, right, and if you see a bunch of different icon. Okay, and if you hover on any of this one and this name, you can just search it or just type it here, and you can able to import this icon. Okay, so very easily. And then I will add some path. So in this case I will add path like upload, and let's say copy paste some of them. So I will say this 2, I will call it as a files. The path will be files, it need to be slash actually. And then I will say another one is upgrade. Okay, and slash upgrade. Here we'll say file, and here I have shield, and save it. Now our menu list is ready. Now only thing you need to do, we have to iterate it. Okay, before that what I will do, I will add a logo of our application. So I will add div, and inside that let's add image, source, and inside that we need to provide the source, which is logo.svg. Let's give width of 150, height of 100, and close the tag. And if I save it, right now if you see, right, it's not able to see because the screen size is smaller size. So right now for testing purpose, I will remove this hidden method. Okay, and this md as well, so we can able to, and this one as well. Okay, perfect. Now you can able to see this logo. Now for this div, okay, you can give class name and give some padding of 5. Okay, and let's add a border as well to bottom. Okay, like this. Perfect. Now after this we need to iterate this menu list. Okay, so after this div, let's in order to iterate, right, you have to iterate with this curly braces, then you have to write menu list dot, then you have to map the value. So each item, when you write like this, right, each item will map to certain component, certain tags which we are going to define. Okay, so this will be item and index. So index will be start with the 0, 1, 2, and then you have to write arrow function like this. Inside that let's add the button. Okay, because this will be a button. Okay, and inside that let's add the h2 tag and just say item dot, and if you see we have id, icon, name, path. So in this case we want to show the name, so just write name and save it. And if you see, right now it's showing upload files upgrade, it's showing in horizontal right now. Okay, but we want to show it as a vertical. Okay, so let's so to fix this issue, right, wrap this particular menu list inside one div, and then for this div let's add the class name, make it flex, and then make flex column, and now it will become as a vertical. Okay, also after that let's say float left, so it will be on the left hand side. Okay, now after that one we also need to add the logo associated with this particular name. Okay, so in order to write the logo, right, logo will be like this. For example, if you want to add the upload logo, right, so like this, and if I save it, see, this is how it looks. Okay, and this is how you can add the icon from the lucid. Okay, but in this case we need to add dynamically from the item which we already added here, right? So to do that you need to write item dot, and if you see we have the option called icon, and then save it, and if you see it's suddenly showing here. Now let's add some styling to this button. Okay, so add class name and inside that one let's add a flex and make gap of 2. Then also mention padding of 4. Okay, padding x will give some 6, something like this. Okay, then on hover we'll change the background to be gray 100. Okay, so whenever I hover on this one, right, you will see the background change. Okay, see, like this. Okay, then we'll say width to be full, so it will be a full width. So just mention full width here as well, so it will also cover per complete div. Okay, and then once you define this width full, let's add the text gray 500. Okay, something like this. Perfect. Now whenever user click on this, right, we need to change the color of this particular icon. Okay, and so to do that, right, let me bring this down, and we need to add the the active index. We need to save the button click event. Okay, the index of this particular event when user click on any of this item. So for that one, we'll define one state to store our data. So we'll call it as a active index comma set active index. Okay, is equal to use state. So this use state will hold the value, okay, for the active index, and this set active index will set the value for this active index. So write on click method for this button. So just write on click. Okay, and this will trigger the on click event, and on the click we have to write arrow function, and then we'll set the value of the index. So in this case is index, like this. Okay, and by default you can give index value as a 0 as well. Okay, and save it. So right now if you see, you got one error that you are importing component that need a use state and it only works in a client component. Okay, so to fix it, right, you can mark this component as a client one. Okay, because use state will only work on the client side. And now if I click on any of this one, so it automatically save the value for our active index. Okay, perfect. Now in order to give the dynamic styling, right, depends on the, or we can say a conditional styling depends on our selection, right, you have to write the or you can wrap this class name inside a curly braces and this particular tag. Okay, and remove this single quote from here, and then you can write the condition in a dollar in a curly braces, and then you can say active index is matches with the current index. Then you can write the condition like background change to blue 50, and the text should be a primary, like this. Okay, otherwise don't apply any styling. That's the reason I mentioned as a null. Okay, and save it now, and if you see the magic immediately. Okay, if I click on first element, it change immediately. See. Okay, perfect. This is how it works, and this is how easily we add it. Now another thing here, we can add the border to our navigation bar. So here you can say shadow as well. So I will add the shadow small, and I will add the border to the right. Okay, so on this, if I write this border as right, it will give the border on the right hand side only. Okay, and also mention height to be full, and save it, and this is how it look like this. Okay, and here I think we missed a padding x, so just add padding x to 6, and perfect. Okay, so I hope you understand how we beautifully or easily added this side navigation bar. Now in same way we can also update this header. Okay, this is also very easy. So for that one, let's create another component. Okay, we can call it as a header, or a top, we can call it as a top header .js, and add the default template and save it. Now this inside this top header, right, let first import this top header inside this layout.js. So maybe after this one we will add it. Its name is top header actually, and save it, and if you see, the top header is get added. Now let's go to the top header file, and inside that one I'm going to add two major components. Okay, first is we need to add one icon, and it will be look like this. Okay, let me this one maybe like this, a line. Okay, so on the click of this one, when the screen size is smaller, we will show this icon, and on the click of that one, we need to show and hide the side navigation bar. Okay, so let me show you the example. So if you see on this particular screen, right, if I decrease the screen size, it changes to this icon. Okay, and if I click on this icon, it shows this particular sidebar like this. Okay, so same thing we are going to implement in our application. So let's go to our VS Code, and here first add the icon called align, justify maybe. Okay, and let's save, and if you see, it will look like this. And obviously we will show this whenever the screen size is medium. Okay, so right now if the screen size is medium, oh sorry, if screen size is medium, we will hide it, otherwise we will show it. Okay, if I increase the size, if you see, it gone. Next we will add this user button, okay, from the clerk, in order to show this user profile icon, and save it. So if you see, it comes. And the logo, so let's add the logo as well, and this logo also we're gonna show it only when the screen size is smaller. Okay, so here I will use a width of 150 and a height of 100, and save it. Okay, now bring this everything in one line, so make it class flex, also give some padding, and we'll give border at the bottom. Okay, and then we'll give item to be in the center, and mark it justify between like this. Okay, and when the screen size is medium, we'll say justify end, and save it. And if I increase the size, if you see the magic. Okay, now obviously we don't want to show this logo when the screen size is medium. So what you can do, you can add the class name here, and just say when the screen size is medium, hide this particular logo. Okay, now you increase the screen size, the logo is hidden. Okay, but if I decrease the screen size, it will show the logo. Oh sorry, it will show this logo and this icon. But obviously right now, for that our testing purpose, right, we added this particular or we remove this logic right from here. So whenever the screen size is medium, add the width, and also this one, and save it. We need to hide this one, so hidden, perfect, like this. And also we miss one thing inside navigation bar, so justify between. See, okay, now if I increase the size, let me add the condition here inside our layout, and now here we need to add medium as a the flex when the screen size is medium. Okay, and if I increase size, if you see, we are getting this side navigation bar along with the header. But if I decrease the screen size, it automatically change or remove this particular sidebar, and then it brings me this icon along with this logo and the user profile icon as well. Okay, so if you have any question, just access the source code, or you can just comment it in the comment section. Now I will give you one challenge to you, right? So when user click on this particular icon, right, we need to open the side navigation bar. Okay, if you face any issue, you can obviously watch my this video, okay, this particular course video. But obviously I also included that particular logic in the source code as well, and it's very easy. You just need to add the on click method here, and then you have to trigger the side navigation bar inside this layout file. Okay, because you already have the top header here. Okay, so try it out, and if you face any issue, just access the source code, or you can comment in the comment section. So in this section, we are going to create the upload page to upload our files. Okay, and this will be look like this one. So we have this drag and drop area, or you are click and to upload area, where user can select the file, and then on the click of upload button, it will upload to the cloud. Okay, so let's go back to our VS Code, and here we have this upgrade folder, okay, and inside that we have the we have this upload button, and inside that we have the page.js file. Okay, so here I will create a new folder and we can call it as a components. Okay, so whatever components we are going to create for this upload page we will store inside this underscore components. Okay, that's the reason for each route or for each page we are creating a separate component folder. Okay, so inside that let's create another folder and we can call it as a upload form.js. Okay, like this, and add the default template and save it. And now let's add this upload form template inside the page.js. Okay, so here I will add the upload form like this and then save it, and if you see it will look like this. Okay, before that, here now let's add the text first. Okay, so what I will do, I will add the h2 tag, and inside that I will add the text. Okay, so it will be like start uploading files and share it, like this, as simple as that. Okay, now if you see our mockup, we have this start uploading button will be in the color and little bit bold, and same with the share. Okay, so let's apply that styling. So for this uploading I will put inside this strong. Okay, and let's cut it here and paste it, and let's give styling to this one. So let's say text primary and save it. See, okay, and then for this file uploading file and share, uploading file start. Okay, and for this share as well I will add strong. Let me copy this existing one and let's put share inside that one. Oops, sorry. Okay, like this. Let's give some space. Perfect. Now let's apply style to the h2 component. So I will add the text of 20 pixel, and then we'll make text to be in the center and margin of 5, like this. Okay, also for this div I will add some styling. So I will add padding of 5. Okay, and padding x to 8 when the screen size is smaller, and when the screen size is medium or larger we'll add padding x to 28. Okay, so right now if I increase the size, this is how it looks, and on the small it will look like this. Okay, now we need to create upload zone here. Okay, so obviously you can create your own. Okay, but what I will do now, I will just search like Tailwind CSS upload file. Okay, and you will find a bunch of different type of snippet. Let's open one of them and let's scroll something down. Okay, we want to look like this, right? And if you see, this is the code for that one. So you can take it any code from the internet, is not big deal. Okay, let's copy that code and make sure this code contains the class. Okay, because this is the HTML Tailwind CSS coding. Okay, so make sure that you will update it with the class name. So let me decrease the size. Let's go back to our application here, and inside the upload form, because we have this component, I will paste this all of this code, and if I save it, this is how it looked. See how beautifully it's showing. Correct. Now a couple of things I'm going to update here. So first thing, let's change this color of this particular icon. So instead of gray I will make it blue. Okay, and so here we have the word called click to upload. Okay, so that also I'm going to change little bit. So let me bring this down. So I will say I will add the strong, and let's make this drag inside the strong, and one more strong word for the drop. Okay, just to give some visual the beautiful visual effect. Okay, so add class name here, and we'll make text primary, and the same thing I will add it for this one as well. Name text primary and save it. See, and obviously you can change the font size. So right now it's small, you can make it maybe 2XL and save it. Maybe 2XL is too large, But if I increase the screen size, okay, this is look good on the medium size. So you can add the condition. So this size will applicable only for the medium screen. For a small screen, you can make it just large. See, okay, if I increase the size, automatically this size of this particular text also get increased. Okay, also I will for this width I will change this width to something like let's select the 12. Okay, and here as well 12 and save it. See, okay, so this look good. Also let's change some border color. Okay, so if you see we have this dotted border here for okay, so if you see right now border color is gray, so make it blue. And also here background color is gray, I will make it blue 50, so little lighter. See, like this. Okay, perfect, and this look good. Okay, now another thing we need to handle, we need to add the button. Okay, so what I will do here, on the same form I will add a new button here. Okay, and we can call it as a upload and save it for now. And let's apply some styling to this one. So class name, and here we can give some padding of 2. Background color I will give primary, then we'll make text white. Okay, and this is how it looks. So I'll also give a width, I will add the width of 30%. Okay, and make rounded, maybe full. Okay, and let's add margin top to 5. Perfect. And at this particular div, right, make text aligned to be in center, so everything will be in the center. Okay, see, and if I increase size, this is how it looks. Obviously depends on your size, you can change this. Okay, also initially I will disable this button, so let me make it disable. Okay, and here you can add the disabled styling. Okay, so for example, if it is disabled, you can make it like background color of gray, something like this. Okay, so right now if you see, this is disabled and the background color is changed, but if I remove the disable, see, it's changed to blue. Okay, so if I make this disable, because once the user is upload the file, then only we want to activate this button. Okay, so what we need to do now, let's add the on select method to this one. Okay, so if you see, we have this input here, right? So on this input we have to say on change method, and in this on change it will get the event. Okay, it will emit the event when we select the any file, and let console this file information. Okay, so that file information will be in the event dot target dot files. Okay, and we'll take the first element of that particular files array. And if you see right now, you got one error that event handler cannot be passed into client components. Okay, because right now you are in the this component need to be at the client side, right? So what you can do, to this page you can make this use client like this. Okay, and if you see, the error is gone. Obviously you can make mark this as a use client, but already we use this upload form component inside this page.js. Okay, now let's go to here and let me open the console panel. Okay, so go to the inspect and let's go to the console. Let's clean everything, and if I click on this one, right, click upload some file, open it, and if you see, we got this file information. So in that file information has the name, the size of the file, and everything. Okay, now as soon as you select the file, make sure to enable this button. Okay, so what we can do here, once the user select the file, we will store that file information in one state. So define one state, and we can say file comma set file is equal to use state. Okay, like this. And instead of console, here you can select the set the file like this. Okay, now on this particular line, we want user select the file, we are setting the file information or storing the file information in our file state. Okay, and here you can select you can mark the disable if the file is not there. Okay, so if file is not, then mark the, disable that particular button. Okay, so right now let me refresh everything and let's try it out. Okay, so let's upload some file and let me upload something like this. Okay, and if you see, right, as soon as I upload, this button is get enabled. Okay, perfect, sounds good, right? Now also we need to take care of one thing. Okay, so once user upload the file, right, we have to check the size of the file. Right now we will just make sure that the file size will be a 2 MB. Okay, so just I will update it here for the visual purpose. Max, I will say max size 2 MB. Okay, so we will enable user to upload only maximum size of 2 MB. Okay, for the testing purpose. So we have to write the condition for that one, right? So on the change, right, we have the when user select the file, right now we are just setting the file information like this. Okay, so instead of that one, what we can do, we can write one method here, so constant, and we'll select on file select method. Okay, like this, and inside that one obviously it will contains the file information. Okay, so what I will do, I will call the on file select method. I will pass this file information over here. Okay, and let's console that files information first. Okay, to make sure that our method is working as expected. Okay, so let's go to the inspect panel, go to the console, and let's upload some file. Okay, so I upload this file, and if you see, we got the file information. So inside that we have the size, right? So this size is in the bytes. Okay, and then we have to convert that into the MB. Okay, but you don't need to actually convert. Okay, we will just compare with the bytes. Okay, whatever bytes we have. So what we can do, here we can check if file, okay, and file dot size is greater than this particular, maybe 3360, I think that's right. Okay, which is 2 MB, and this particular value means in the bytes. Okay, if it is more than 2 MB, just return nothing. And here we can say, okay, sorry, here we can say console.log the size is greater than 2 MB, something like this message, or on the console for now. Okay, and otherwise we will set the file as a file. Okay, so if this if the file size is bigger, then obviously we will print the message. Otherwise, if size is less than 2 MB, then we will set the files like this, and then obviously upload button will get enabled again. Okay, so let's try it out now. Let's clean everything, make sure everything is good. Let's upload some file. Okay, and let's upload some file which is more than 2 MB. Okay, this file size is 365 MB. Let's open it, and let's see what the, so right now if you see, right, we did not get any error, but we did not get console, we did not get message, console message. Okay, we did not save this actually, so let's save it first. Okay, and then try it again now. So let's upload some other again, open it. Okay, let me refresh it and try it. Okay, so open, and if you see, we got the message that size is greater than 2 MB. Okay, perfect. So it means our logic is working. So now what you need to do, let me close this. Okay, so whenever the size is larger than 2 MB, we will show the error message that file size is larger. Okay, so for that one, we will create a new component to show that particular message. Okay, so let's go here inside the component and let's add alert message.js. Okay, add the default template, and here we will accept the message, whatever message we want to show. Okay, and this will be the obviously the error message we're gonna show it here. Okay, so obviously you can use this alert message at the top component, because we can share that one, but for now we'll keep here as it is. Okay, so inside that let's add the one icon, I can say. Okay, so logo or icon, maybe alert circle like this, but before that, let's add this alert message inside this upload form component. Okay, so after this one, above the button, I will add alert message component and save it. And if you see right now, I added this icon, so it's showing icon like this. And after that, we will just add the message. Okay, so right now we don't have message, but let's pass some message here, and we'll say something like maximum file size is 2 MB. Okay, like this. See, and now what you need to do, let's add some styling to this one. So I will use some class name. Let's add padding of 4. The background red I will add maybe 500. Okay, then we'll make margin top to 5. The text I will add white. Okay, make rounded corner to be maybe medium, make it flex, and we'll add gap of 5. I will add item to be in the center and save it, and this is how it looks. Okay, perfect. Now we have that alert message as well to show it. Okay, so let's go back to, let's close this one and let's go back to our upload form. Okay, so now whenever we have the message, then only we need to show this one. Okay, so here I will add one constant to store our message. So we'll say error message comma set error message is equal to use state. Okay, and whenever we have this error, we can say set error message, and here we will just add the message which we want to add, right? So in this case I will say maximum file upload size is 2 MB, and that's all. Okay, now whenever we have the error message, then only we are going to show this alert message. So here you can say if we have the error message, then only show alert message, otherwise show nothing. Okay, and if I save it, right now we don't have any alert message and it's showing nothing. Obviously we are going to replace this message with the error message. Okay, and whenever the file size is lesser than 2 MB, okay, we have to make sure that a set error message will be null. Okay, we are setting it as a null and save it. Okay, let's try it now. So let's upload something, okay, which is larger than 2 MB and open it, and now if you see, we got the error message. But if you try to upload now some smaller size, okay, so this error message is gone, and this button is also get enabled. Okay, and also we have this all the information in the console, everything. Okay, so one more important thing, that we are gonna show the image or the file preview, okay, with the name and other things. Okay, so below this one, right, once user upload the file, and if the file is matches with the, or if it's a less than 2 MB, then obviously we are going to show the preview of that particular image, which include the name and then size and type as well. So let's create a component here inside this component folder, and then we can call it as a file preview.js. okay, add the default template like this, and then make sure to import that inside this upload preview. Okay, so above this upload button I can import that one. Okay, so, and we can call it as a upload the name is file preview, like this. Okay, and save it, and if you see, the file preview is showing right now. Now let's go to the file preview, and first thing I will add here the image tag. Okay, and here I will add the image here. Okay, so already it is my local, so I will access with the file.png. Let's add width, so width will be maybe 50, and height I will give as a 50, and save it, and this is how it looks. Okay, I will also add the alt tag, and we'll say just file. After that I will add one div tag, and inside that I will add h2 with the name of the file. Okay, it contains the name of the file, so obviously for now I will just write the file dot name. It's going to be file, and what I will do, I will accept it at the file. Okay, so obviously from the upload form you have to send the file here, so let's add file is equal to the file which user selected. Okay, and this file preview only enable when the file is available. Okay, so like this, and otherwise it should null. Okay, so if the file is available, it will show the file preview, and save this one. So right now nothing is showing because file is not uploaded. Let's upload one file here, and let's say open. Okay, and now if you see, now our file preview is showing. Okay, let's add couple of more things inside file preview. Let me bring this like this. Okay, now another thing I will add the file type. Okay, so file type, then I will write here slash, again I want file size. Okay, so file dot size, and obviously size is in the bytes, so you can divide by 1024, divide by 1024, and then you will get in the bytes. Okay, oh sorry, it's in the MB. So what you can do, you can wrap this and just write dot to fix to 2 decimal, see, like this, and then write MB because we are converting that into the MB, right? So just write MB like this. Okay, and what else we can show? We can show that I think that's enough. Okay, now let's bring everything in one line first. Okay, so here I will go class name. Okay, and let flex, make it flex, and like this, and make item to be in the center. Okay, perfect. Let's give margin. Okay, we'll give margin top afterwards. Let's give some styling to this h2 tag. So class name, I will give text of 12 pixel, and then text gray 400, like this. Okay, so right now it is in center, if you see, right? So you can just give the class name here, and you can say text on the left. Okay, so like text maybe, yeah, left, see, like this. Okay, perfect. So give some gap of 4, maybe 2, that's fine. Now our pretty much is ready. Okay, let's give some border. So before that, right, I want a close button here. Okay, means if you want to remove that file, you can remove it. Okay, so I will add the X, which is close operation, close icon from the Lucid React, and if you see, it will look like this. Okay, and let's wrap this in one div, this image and another div. Okay, so that we can give, and if you see, right, like it will look like this. But here if I go to flex, item to be in the center, padding 2, it will look like this again. Okay, and then for this particular flex, make just justify between, so that cross will go at the right hand side. Now let's add some border and margin top. So I will add the margin top to 5, then I will add the border. Okay, then make a rounded border, maybe medium, and let's add padding of 4, maybe 2. Okay, then I will add the border of blue color, border blue, let me bring this down a little bit, border blue, and maybe light color 400, like this. Okay, and this look much better. Let's give some class name to this icon, and we'll say text red 500 color. Okay, look, it will look like this. I don't know, this border color will be little bit lighter. Okay, perfect. Now obviously on the click of this close button, we will add method, okay, to remove that particular image. Okay, but for now this look much better. Okay, so let's add on click method. So on click, okay, and here we'll say remove file. Okay, just it will call remove file, pass that method to the parent component back to the upload form. So I added here, and in upload form just call that remove file, and on this method is when initialize, we will just set the file, maybe set file, I think, right here, set file to be null, like this, and save it. Now, and one more thing, let's make this as a cursor pointer when I hover on it. Saved. Now if I click on this one, see, the file is gone. Okay, so how beautifully we added. Let's try to upload the file again, open it, and if you see, the file, the preview is showing here. Okay, now until and unless you upload the thing, right, it's not going to upload. Another thing, when we upload this, right, and when we started storing in the database, right, we gonna remove this upload button, and instead of that one, we will show the progress bar. Okay, and once the progress bar means the file upload is completed, the progress bar will show 100%, and then after a second, then we will show that file is uploaded successfully. Okay, so that is we are going to implement once we started uploading the file on the database. Okay, so for that one, obviously we are going to use Firebase, but that we'll do in the our next section. So now it's a time to integrate the Firebase in our React Next.js application. Okay, and if you go to this firebase.google.com, here you can just log into this particular Firebase account and then click on go to console. Okay, one more thing, that Firebase is completely free. Okay, when I say completely free means you can it has a free tier. Okay, and that will be on no cost. Okay, you can just get access the some of the feature, not some but all of the feature with some limitation. For example, now right now we are going to use storage, and for the storage, if you see, you will get a 5 GB of storage, and that is more than enough to build this project and share this with your friends and family. Okay, also there are a lot of things are completely free. Okay, if you see the Firestore, it gives 1 GB store data and more than 50 around 50k read operation, 20k write operation per day. Okay, and very nominal charges, so it's completely free. Okay, now click on go to the console and create a new project if you don't have already. I already have the project, so I will open the existing one. Okay, and once you are in the project, it will now right now it will show my old project analytics. Okay, but just ignore that one. Here if you see, we have the button called add app. Okay, click on that button, and here you have to click on this web. Okay, you have option called Apple, Android, web, Unity and Flutter. So click on the web, and then you have to give the name of your application. So in this case I will say file sharing app. Okay, and just click register app, so it will register your app into the Firebase. Okay, so we'll wait to complete this registration, and if you see now registration is completed. Now we need to add the Firebase SDK. Okay, with the help of this use npm command. Okay, so copy this command, go to your VS Code, and then run this particular command like this. Okay, and then it will install the Firebase inside your application. This is how easy that you can install the Firebase. Okay, next thing, if you see, right, these are some configuration file which we need to set up in our application. So copy this all of this content. Okay, and then go to your application. Inside your application, let me close this terminal. uh, at the root directory, okay, just create a new file, and we can call it as a Firebase config.js. Okay, and paste the content which you copied. Okay, no rocket science in that, as whatever you copied, just paste it here. Okay, and here, instead of constant exposure, you can just add one more line or one more word called export, so that we can use this initialize configuration reference in our application in other components. Okay, and then save it. Let's go back here and click on continue to console. Okay, now here if you see, now it will show it. Right now it's showing me two apps because I added I already have one. Okay, and this is another one. Okay, you can enable this one, so it will show the preview. Okay, in some time it will give the option to enable it, because it's still our project is getting set up inside this Firebase console. Okay, perfect. So this is how easily we integrated the Firebase inside our application. Okay, now only thing that we need to use that Firebase storage and Firebase Firestore, so that we can store our files and some information, everything. Okay, that we will see in our next section. So now here we successfully able to upload the image on the UI side, and we are getting the information as well, right? But now once we click on this upload button, right, we need to send this file information back to our parent component, which is page, where we are going to write the logic to upload that particular file into the Firebase Firestore. Okay, so very easy. For this upload button, right, here we will add the on click method. Okay, like this, and we will say file selected file upload, sorry, just we can say upload button click. Okay, and then we will send that file information. So in this case is the file, so just add the file like this. Okay, and pass this method back to the parent component like this. So I added here, and then inside page.js you have to accept, or you have to accept it here like this. Okay, and once it trigger, make it, let's console it whether we are getting the file here or not. Okay, so I will console it. Let's go back to our application, go to the inspect panel, clean everything. Okay, let me refresh it once, and let's upload it now. Okay, so I will select this one, click open. Right now it's showing that from the form, upload form, but we are looking the console when user click on this upload button. If I click upload, so right now we are getting one error. Okay, so if you see the file is not defined, it's saying the file is not defined, and also file is not defined at two location. Okay, so let's see why. So let's go back here, and if you see, we define, if we are trying to console the file, but file storage or file variable is not there. So obviously we have to mention it here like this, because from the upload file we send that file inside this upload button click, and we have to accept it here in order to console it. Okay, now let's try it again, clean everything, try to upload another file, click open. Okay, and click upload, and now if you see, we got this console inside this page.js file. Okay, it means our upload button is working fine. Okay, now obviously inside this upload button, right, we'll add one method. We'll call constant upload file. Okay, and obviously it will get we will send parameter as a file, and instead of console log I will just remove it and call the method as a upload file. Okay, and here we'll get the file information. Perfect. Next, what we need to do, we need to initialize the Firebase Firebase storage. Okay, so in order to initialize, just write constant storage, okay, is equal to get storage. Okay, like this, and inside that we have to pass app, and if you see, this app is getting from this Firebase config because we exported that one. Okay, and save it. Now right now if you see, right, the get storage is not defined, and if you see, we got the error that get storage is not defined. Okay, now you might have a question, how can we write the this particular or code to upload the information, right? As I say in the beginning, right, we will learn everything from the basic, and we also learn how to use documentation to write our code. Okay, so we are going inside this Firebase storage documentation. Okay, just search that Firebase file upload and you will get this particular link. Also I put the link is in the description here. If you see, and on the left hand side we have option, and obviously we are working on the web, so click web and just click on get started. Okay, so it will come on this particular page, and it will define all the steps to follow it in order to upload the file. Okay, so very first step, that you need to initialize this Firebase Firestore. Okay, so we initialize, but this get storage we need to import it from this Firebase storage. Okay, so copy this one, go back to our application and paste it here like this, and save it. And if you see our app, now this error is gone. Okay, perfect. Let me do like this. Okay, easy to access. Now once we initialize this Firebase, right, it's time to write a upload script, right? So if you scroll down here, you need to, if you scroll more down, okay, so see everything is as expected. Okay, sorry. Now again, go to this second tab called create reference. Here we need to create the reference of the storage. Okay, now if you see this particular, obviously you can access anything. Okay, but if you want to store your images in some particular file, right, when I say the particular file, if you go to the storage section, right, inside Firebase console, you have option here, file share, right? I created some folder here already. You can create a folder by just click on this create folder and add the folder whatever you want. Okay, so I will create the folder called file upload like this. Okay, or we can just click enter, and if you see, the file upload folders get created. Once you go into this folder, you can upload the file and everything, as simple as that. Now, in order to create the reference, right, you have to make sure that you will give this file upload folder name, okay, and in Firebase it called a bucket. You have to give the reference, you have to create the reference of that one. If you did not provide that particular folder name, then it will store your files directly inside the storage, okay, without without any inside the folder and like that. So here obviously you need to give create the reference. So what I will do, if you see, right, obviously we already defined the storage, and in order to create the reference you have to give the folder name and then the file name, okay. So what I will do, I will just copy this line of code, okay, for temporary purpose, and let's go here and upload file. I will paste it here like this. So in this case our bucket name or folder name is file upload, and here instead of this particular name we need to give actual file name. So in this case I will write file.name, okay, perfect. Now here I will change image reference like this, okay. Now our image reference is ready, okay. Next thing you need to do, let's go back our documentation, okay, and if you go to the upload file section now, okay, here you will see the all documentation to how to upload the file and everything, okay. But I will go down at the bottom called full example, okay. If you see on the right hand side, here we have the full example, and here it also explain once you start uploading, it will also give how much percentage is uploaded, because we want that in order to show inside the progress bar how much file is uploaded and everything. So that's the reason we are going to use this particular line of code, and it show everything. If you see that this is the way we define the file. Now let's define this upload task. So copy this one and let's go back to our application. After this I will add upload task. I will change this to storage reference for consistency, and inside the metadata, okay, if you see inside the metadata they added this actual the type of the file, okay. So you can just write metadata here, and instead of this one you can add the whatever the file you're adding. So write file dot type, okay. So that type will be a content type. Now after defining this one, go back and let's copy this line of code until this point maybe, and then paste it here like this, okay, and make sure to close the tag, okay. So the error will gone. Now I don't want this switch operation, I will remove that one. And now if you see it's showing the upload, how much is progress and everything, okay. You don't need to do anything, because we from the documentation we just copy the code to upload the file, okay. And make sure everything is ready, everything is correct, okay. Now let's save this one and let's give it a try to upload the file, okay. So let's go back to our application, make sure everything is okay. One more important thing, right, we added a lot of different functions and method, right. You have to make sure that you will import it. So just do the control space, okay, and then you will get the option to import that one, okay. Or otherwise if you don't get any option, make sure you can import this import statement from here or from the documentation as well, okay. So make sure to add everything. Let's add this one as well. Then what else we need to add? I think that's more than enough, okay. Maybe on, I don't know, that's fine, and save it. Now let's go back to our application and let's test it out, okay. Let's open the console panel. If you got any error, we will get to know, okay. So let's click upload and let's upload this image. Click open. Right now nothing will happen because we did not click upload button, okay. Now click on upload button, and if you see upload is 0% done, upload is 100% done, okay. Now obviously file is very small, that's the reason very quick and very fast to upload, okay. Now let's go back to our console, okay. Let's refresh the console inside the file upload and make sure our file is get uploaded, okay. Let's click on that, and if you see this is the file we just uploaded, okay, perfect. So this is how easily we can able to upload the file. Now another thing, right, many of the you might face one issue, that the permission issue or something like that, right. To fix that one, if you see we have another tab called rules, okay. Go to that tab, and here you will see some kind of code here, right. don't think about that. Here this code is help us to avoid any third-party access to your bucket. Okay, and if you see right here, we'll say allow read write if the request time is less than and this particular time. Okay, so right now I gave to 2026, so until this date you can able to access this particular bucket. If I update it like this, okay, and publish it, then obviously this date is the past date. Obviously I will not able to allow, or I am not able to permit to upload anything in this particular bucket. Okay, so make sure you will do the future date so that you don't face any issue. Okay, so right now I will discard and see. Okay, perfect. So I hope you understand how to upload. Now one more important thing, right? Once you upload the file, okay, if I upload it and if I click on this particular name, so it will open the file. We need to get this particular URL, okay, because we want to store that URL in our database. Okay, but the question is how to do it. So go back to documentation. If you scroll in the same section, you will find this option called get download URL. Okay, so copy this code, go back to our application, and inside the snapshot, okay, because this is very important. Okay, it is not mentioned in the documentation, but this is important. Instead of putting it outside the snapshot, put that particular code here like this. Okay, and make sure to import this get download URL from the Firebase storage, and then from this code now you will get the download URL. But also make sure once the progress is completed, so I will write the condition here, if progress is equal to 100 and end. Okay, and end means if this particular condition matches, then only execute this line of code called get download URL. Okay, now let's give a try and make sure that we are getting this particular URL once the file is uploaded. Okay, so let's click on that particular file to upload. So in this time I will upload this particular file, click open, okay, and click upload. So if you see the file 0%, the 33 and upload right now, obviously the function is, if you see we got this URL, but I don't know why we got the error dot Firebase storage does not exist. It's saying does not exist. Okay, let's click on that this particular file upload. Let me go back here. Let's copy this one, because what happened if immediately is trying to access that file. Okay, so when I open this particular URL, right, it's showing me the content like this. Okay, so to fix this one, here if you see right now we are passing this metadata and content type, right? Just let me remove this one and just use, instead of metadata, just write the file type like this. Okay, and save it, because so if you say that the content type is showing like this, but if you directly put the file type, right, it will save the file type and it will give the proper URL. So let's clean everything, let's try it out. So let's upload some file, let's call this one maybe. Okay, let's open it and let's upload it. And now if you see we got the uploaded, and if you see right, we also got this URL. If I try to open this URL, if you see we got this image as well. Okay, and we are able to successfully able to upload this image along, and also we are getting this download URL as well. Okay, obviously we gonna use this particular URL to store in our database, so that once you started implement the file sharing, we will understand, or we will use that particular URL. Okay, now next we need to make sure that once we have this upload percentage, right, progress, we need to remove this button and we have to show the progress bar. Okay, now let's build the progress bar. So let's create a component for the progress bar. Okay, so inside this underscore component I will add the progress bar.js and add default template, and then make sure to import that inside the upload form. Okay, so maybe right now I will keep after the button. Okay, so just add the progress bar, and later on we will put the condition just to show button or progress bar. Okay, either of one. And if you see the progress bar text is showing on the screen, and progress bar is very easy to develop. Okay, so sorry, easy to design. So what you need to do, let's give class name. Okay, let's give the background first, and we'll say background gray. Okay, and let's do some background color like this, and then say width to be full. Okay, then you have to give some height, or you can give padding. So I give the padding of 1, and if you see, we got this horizontal line. Okay, let's give margin top to maybe 3 for now. Okay, and then then make rounded corner to be rounded. Okay, so we'll make rounded full like this. It will look like this. Okay, now inside that again give one more div. Okay, inside div give class name. First thing give padding of 1. Okay, and then in this case give background of maybe a color of blue, or maybe say primary, because we are using the primary color. Okay, so primary, and if you save this one, it will look like this. Okay, so here instead of padding, just make the height. Okay, so I change this to height, and background color, and make rounded corner to be full like this. Okay, and save it. Next, you need to provide some width to this particular inner div. Okay, so that it will look like, okay, it's progressing. Okay, so what you can do, you can write the style. Okay, and inside double curly braces you have to mention the width. Okay, so in this case let's give the width, for example, 40%, and if you see, this is how it looks. See, okay, so it look like a progress bar only. Now only thing you need to do, you need to update this width. Okay, so obviously we'll accept the width. Okay, and this width nothing but the percentage completion that we are going to send it here. Okay, and here you can write like this, for example, quote, then in dollar sign just write progress. Oh sorry, here we will say the progress instead of width. Okay, some meaningful name, and then after this I will write percent sign. Okay, so whatever the progress size is there, it will show it inside this progress bar. Okay, and if you want to show the number, okay, for now I will give the default one. Okay, and if you want to show the number inside that one, you can just write like this. Okay, so inside that, like dollar will convert this progress into the number if it's not number. Okay, and just say progress, and make this to fixed. Okay, because whatever the value we are passing, it value contains a floating number. Okay, and here say 0. Okay, and after that you can just say percentage and save it, and if you see, this is how it looks. Okay, so here I again I will revert this one. Okay, or just remove it, and it will look like this. Okay, so what else we may. Okay, so here padding y is okay, the progress bar is okay. Okay, so only thing that we need to do, let's put this inside this one div. Okay, and if you see, it will look like this. Okay, you can give some height, because right now I feel it's very the width is too height. Okay, and make height of 3. Let's see how it looks. Okay, that is good. I don't know, let's try to give some padding. I don't know how it looks. Okay, it's height of 3 maybe. Okay, and this number we need to give, let's give text size of 10 pixel maybe. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, I will increase little bit height. Perfect, like this. Okay, and wow, this is pretty much ready. Okay, so this is how you can easily develop this progress bar. Okay, if let's I also make the text to height, so it will look like this. Okay, now only thing that we need to pass the progress bar the value. Okay, now inside the page.js, here we have the progress value. Okay, so let's store in some state. Okay, so I will define one state, and we can call it as a progress. Okay, comma set progress is equal to use state. Okay, and inside this one I will just set the value set progress like this, and here we'll say progress. Okay, so whatever the progress value is there, we set the value into the progress. Okay, now this progress value we need to send to the upload form where we have the progress bar. Okay, so I will say progress is equal to again progress, and let's go to the upload form, accept it here as a progress, and pass this one to this progress bar. Progress is equal to progress. Okay, and what I will do, if the progress is there, okay, or maybe it's greater than 0, then only show this progress bar, otherwise show null. Okay, and then save this file as well and save this file. Okay, so right now obviously we don't have anything. Okay, and let's try to upload something. So let's try to upload. Okay, this size is very small. Let me increase some, get some file which has a bigger size. Okay, maybe this one. Let's try and open it. Let's try to upload, and if you see, we got the progress bar, we got this beautiful effect. Okay, that I need, obviously it's done immediately, that's the reason it's not visible to the eyes. Okay, we got one error. Let's see what's the issue. Okay, let's go to the console, and if you see that the file storage high graph responded with 404. I don't know, but that's fine. For now we just ignore this one. Okay, and because we also got the URL as well. Okay, so for now just ignore this error, and then the next thing we need to do, we need to remove this upload button, and we just need to show this progress bar. Okay, so what we can do, we will put this condition, okay, over here. If progress bar is less than 0 or less than equal to, maybe we can say if progress bar is not there, or let me undo this one, this button I will remove it and I will put it instead of this null, like this, and then save it. Okay, now let me refresh the screen. Right now it's showing the upload button. Let me pick something which has around 1 MB size. Okay, so maybe this file will upload. Okay, it has 1.7 MB. Click open and then click upload, and if you see, the animation as well as the button is also gone. Okay, perfect. Now we are able to successfully able to upload the image. Also we are able to show this progress bar and everything. Now the task is, once the file is uploaded, okay, after and the progress bar is completed at 100%, okay, and everything we have, uh, we also need to store the data. Okay, that is the one part, but here we will show some icon to that we will show it that, okay, the file is uploaded or file is completed. Okay, that kind of message we're gonna show it, but this is the task for you guys. You can give some toast message, or you can give some type of notification of some alert. Once the file is completed successfully, you can show that one. Okay, and obviously you can go here in a hyper UI and you have some a good option. For example, you can use this alert message UI, or you also have this pop-up. See, this kind of pop-up, you can use it. Okay, or you can use there are one more, maybe a not badge, or this announcement, you can show that file is successfully uploaded. Okay, so just use that one, and obviously if you face any issue, I will also create one and you can access that from the source code. So now once we are uploaded the file inside the Firebase storage, we also need to add some data in our Firebase Firestore. Okay, so if I go to this Firebase console and inside this Firebase Firestore database, right here we need to add the collection and documents. Okay, and if you are new to this one, so don't worry. Okay, so let me show you one example. So these are my existing collection. Okay, and if I go into any files and folder, for example, if I go to any files, if you see, I have a list of files here. Okay, and these are nothing but the documents, and these whatever they show on the left hand side is that are the collections. If I select any of the file, right, and if you see in that particular document, we see this particular information like image URL, modified name, size, type, and everything, all the details are here. Okay, obviously you can again add collection inside the document as well, but right now we will keep it simple. So first thing is the collection, then we have the documents, and then inside documents we have all the fields which we required. Okay, one more important thing inside the rule, right, as I explained in for the storage, here also you make sure that you will add the future date. Okay, and here you can add the indexes if you need it, and then inside the usage you will see how much you use the data, or how much data you inserted, or deleted kind of thing. Okay, so whatever the analytics related to the Firebase writing or the reading the operations, you will see it here. So now let's go back to our application. Okay, and inside the VS Code here, let me close everything, and inside the page right here we are uploading the file, right, and here we are getting the download URL. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna add a one method. Okay, so here constant, they will say save info, and this is the method. Okay, I'm going to call. So inside that one you can you have to define couple of things. Okay, so first thing what I will do, I will create one constant, and I will call it document ID. Okay, so this document ID should be a unique, and another thing, it need to be in the string format. Okay, so obviously in order to make this document ID, I will get the timestamp. Okay, current timestamp, and then I will convert it into string. Okay, so obviously this will be the unique. Okay, every time. And then if you go back go to this Firebase documentation. Okay, and just search for create doc Firebase, something like this. Okay, and here you will find documentation to how to add the file and everything. Okay, obviously you need to first define this Firebase Firestore's reference. Okay, so just copy this one, and at the top only we can initialize that one. Okay, so over here I will initialize, and here you need to import this get Firestore. Okay, so let's go back and just copy this get Firestore, and we have to add in Firestore only. Okay, so we need to copy complete statement and paste it here inside the import section. Okay, now your Firestore is get initialized. Okay, and we already have this app which we provided. Okay, then if you scroll a little bit down, this is the simplest way to create the document. Okay, and if you see, they added the comment that add a new document in a collection called city. So here we have to set document. Okay, inside the document we have a database which we define above. Okay, then this is the collection name. Okay, so you can add that collection name every time where you want to add the document in that particular collection, and then the document ID. Okay, and the field which you want to save. So what I will do, I will just copy this line of code. Okay, and let's go back in our save info method and paste it here like this. Okay, so it uses await, so make this function as async. Okay, and now here instead of this document name, I will give document name like uploaded file. Okay, so this document name is nothing but this collection name. Okay, so sorry, if I say document, is not a document but it's a collection name. Okay, so that's what I give the collection name, and then you have to provide the document ID. Okay, you can provide the name, but as I say, it need to be unique every time. Okay, and now we have to provide couple of things, so I will remove this one, and first thing we'll provide the file name. Okay, so obviously this file name we have to get it from this file, whatever file we are uploading, right? So what I will do, I will accept it as a file, and also we need file URL, so I will add file URL. Obviously we are going to call this save info inside this download URL section. Okay, once we got the download URL, obviously we are going to call this save info method. Okay, now let's add file dot name comma, then we have to add file size, so I will add file dot size, then file type, so it need to be file dot type. Okay, then we have file URL, so this is the URL. Okay, so these are the all the information which we are getting from these files when we are starting uploading, and this URL we are getting from this download URL. Okay, once we upload the file, then we're gonna save the user email. Okay, so the question is now how to get the user email. Okay, so we are obviously saving the login user email address. Okay, so in order to get the user's email, right, we can get it from constant, and user is equal to use user hook. Okay, this use user hook is importing from the Clerk Next.js. Okay, and this user contains now a lot of information. For example, if I want to get user email address, you can write user primary email address dot email address. Okay, then we also need to get a user name. we will save username as well. So username will be a user.full name. You have the first name and you have couple of more options, but I will save the full name. Then obviously we are enabling the password for the particular file. Okay, so for now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass the password as an empty. Okay, and then again we need to use short URL. Here we are going to use short URL. Okay, so for that short URL we are going to give um, the base URL. Okay, so what I will do, let's go to the env.local, and here we will define the base URL. Okay, so base, so it need to be next underscore public if you want to access on the client side. Okay, and then you have to write base underscore URL is equal to, and right now, okay, obviously whatever the, because we are working on local host, right, I'm going to provide this URL only. Okay, like this, and copy this one because we want to save it, use it. So just write process dot, oh, sorry, it need to be process dot env dot next public base URL, and then you have to add a random string method. Okay, so we'll get some random string here. Okay, so in order to add the random string, to get the random string from the like some number and digit, right, what we can do, in the utils folder, right here I will create a new screen page, and you can call it generate random string.js. Okay, and inside that one let's write some code. Okay, so we say export constant generate random string, okay, is equal to, and this method will return some random string for us. Okay, so obviously I will write constant character first, okay, is equal to, so I will pause the video, I will write this all the characters. Okay, and here is the method I wrote down. Okay, so obviously you can get this particular method on the internet to generate the random string. Okay, and these are the characters I added, so you can add whatever the characters you want to add, and from that it will generate the 4 digit or 4 characters string. Okay, and here I'm gonna simply call that particular method. Okay, so generate random string. Okay, this method particular, perfect. Okay, now we pretty much have all the information which we require. Okay, obviously if you want to add, you can add anytime. Okay, from in this particular document. Obviously in future we also need to update document, but for now in this particular page we are just adding this new information in our database. So next we need to call this method inside this save info. Okay, so let's add save info like this, and once we call, we have to pass the file comma file URL like this. Okay, and make sure the file is the correct one we are passing, perfect. Okay, now save everything, and here you can write dot, then I don't know whether this will work or not, let's see, dot then response, and let's console the response. I don't know whether it's a promise or not, but let's check it out and save everything. Okay, now let's go back to our application, open the inspect panel to check if we got any error or something like that. Okay, now let's upload something. So let me select any of this page. Okay, so I will select this particular image, click open. Okay, so we got the image information, everything. Now click upload, and now if you see, we got the upload. I added this animation as well. Okay, and we got this all the data, but let's see in the database whether we got that new collection and everything or not. Okay, so we still have error that we are not getting any information. Let's see the issue. So right now what I did, right, once the I did it here timer. Okay, and this timer will redirect to the upload page again. So what I will do, I will just comment out this line of code. Okay, and let's save this one and let's try it again so that we can see the error. Open, upload, and if you see the file URL is saying the file URL is not defined. Okay, so let's go to the page.js line number 31. So line number 31, I don't know where the issue, because okay, so the reason is, right, we need to provide this download URL because we don't have file URL. Okay, so that's the reason. This is the line 31 and just pass download URL. Okay, now let's try it again. Open, let me clean everything, click upload, and still we have, it's saying the error that set doc is not defined. Okay, we defined some method, but we need to make sure that we import all of this. Okay, so do control space if you are using the Mac, otherwise you can use the control, you can use in both actually, you can use control space. Okay, now click set doc to import it. Also import the doc. Okay, and make sure that you imported doc and set doc as well, and layer. Now let's try it out. So let's go upload some file and click upload, and now we got the set call with the invalid data. Okay, and if you see the unsupported field value undefined, the file name in document upload file. Okay, so it's saying that we got this error. Okay, let me zoom it out, and some of the field is having invalid data. Okay, so we need to find what are the field have invalid data. Okay, so to do that, what we can do, so this actually it's need to be name. Okay, as per my knowledge, and what else we miss. Okay, I think pretty much you can add the question mark if there is some any error. Okay, something like this, and now save it, and let's try, give it one more try. So let me refresh the screen, upload the file. So let's upload some other file, let's clean everything and click upload. And if you see, we don't have any error. Okay, this is different error, that alt tag is not there, but it's successfully uploaded. Okay, it's showing undefined on line 48 because this is not returning anything, so I will remove this one. Okay, anyway we don't want that one, and save this one. Let's go back to our console. Okay, let's refresh this console, and if you see, we got this new collection called uploaded file, and inside that we have this new one document. Okay, and inside that on the right hand side you will see all the fields now we are getting as expected. Okay, it has a file name, size, type, URL, and everything perfect. So that's what we needed. Okay, so that's all about this particular section. Right now we have the file uploaded. Okay, if I copy this link, okay, and open it on the browser, we'll get this in image. Okay, now pretty much all of this thing we have ready in our what do you say, database. Right now one more thing what I'm going to do, if you see, right, we have the shortcode and these are the shortcode is generating. Okay, let me update one more thing here. I will get a 6-digit maybe. Okay, and also along with that one I'm also going to save that particular generated random string ID. Okay, and I will call it as a we can call it as ID maybe. Okay, and this generated random string I can use as a ID. Okay, so you can use as a document ID as well. So you can I will just call, oh sorry, so same thing I will paste it here. Okay, to get the string ID, and instead of doc ID I will use that one because it easy for us to fetch while we want to fetch the particular document. Okay, so that also I'm going to paste it here like this. Okay, dot to string just to make sure, and obviously we right now we don't need this one. Okay, and save everything, and let's try it out now. So let's me go back to the upload. Let's upload this image. Okay, and click upload, and now it's getting uploaded. Okay, and if I go back to our application, let's refresh this upload file, and now we got this new document. Okay, with this document ID, and if you see we have this ID as well here, and obviously if you see the short URL is differ from this one. Okay, because we call this method at at three different places, okay, this random and random and here, okay. So what you can do, instead of calling this at every place, I will paste it here, okay. And now this document id I'm going to call everywhere else, okay. So it will be consistent throughout the this particular document, okay, and save it. And now everywhere it will be same, because right now if you call it right here, if you see different, here is different and here is the different, right? But now if I try to upload, okay, let's upload some new document, open, upload, and now it's get uploaded. Let's go back to our console, and now if you see we have this oh, not this one, this one, okay. So we have PHGW9I and everywhere it's same, okay. So that will help us to get this information in future, okay, when we start building that particular page. But I hope you understand what we did it here, okay. So here, if you have any question, any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Now once we upload the file, we save the data, everything on a Firebase, okay. Now we want to navigate a route to the new page, okay, new screen, and the screen will look like this, okay, where once image is uploaded, then we are going to show this particular page where we are going to show image thumbnail if it's an image, otherwise we will show the file icon. Then we will show the beautiful short URL, okay. Along with, then we'll show this enable password section, okay. And then if you as a user want to send this file to the email, then we'll show that section as well, okay. And obviously we have this go to upload button, so once you click on, user will redirect to this upload section again, okay. So this complete page, now we are going to build it in this particular section. Now before that one, right, we need to create a new route, okay. And this route will be like 3000 file preview, okay, slash, and whatever the id of that particular file, okay. For example, if the id is like this, okay, so the route will go like this. Right now we don't have route, so it will showing the 404 error, but we have to make sure our route will be like this, okay. So in order to make the route like this, let's go to the VS Code first. And inside the VS Code, right, we have this all the files called files, upgrade, route, upload, right. Inside this route only, we create a new route, we'll create a new folder actually, and then we'll call it as a file preview, okay. Inside the file preview, obviously this particular file preview will be a constant, obviously, but this id we gonna change, okay. It's a dynamic one, it will be a different every time, right. So to do that, right, to add the dynamic route, we need to add the another folder inside that, but in this case we will give the folder name with a square bracket, okay. And inside that we will write the whatever the parameter we can say, okay, and like this, see, okay. So this whatever the value you are passing into this one, right, this will be a dynamic, and inside that now you have to write page.js, okay. Now let's add the default template here, and you can call it as a file preview. Let me copy this one and save it, okay. And let's test it out now. So here, let me, okay, that's fine. And now if I put something, some value, and if you see it's navigating to this file preview, okay. So how simple it is, right? So this is how we can do the nested or dynamic routing, okay. And I hope you understand how to do the dynamic routing, okay, very easy. But the question is now, whatever the value we are passing here, right, we need this particular value, okay. The question is how to get that particular value, okay. So it's very simple. So let me go back here. Here you need to add the value called params, okay. So here we will say params, okay. So parameter, it is nothing but the parameter which is we are right now passing. So in this case is that particular id, okay. So what I will do, I will add the use effect here, and we'll just console the value here, okay. So that you will get to know that whether we are getting this particular parameter value or not, okay. And here what I will say, console.log params dot, and we will say, we'll get question mark field id, oh sorry, file id. Why I'm giving file id? Because If you see right here, we give this folder name as a file ID. Okay, so let me increase the size, and this one is the file ID. Okay, that's the reason we need to give the file ID. And now save it. Now let's go back to our application. So if you see right now, we got the error that we need to use this use effect in use client. So mark this particular screen or page or component as a use client and save it. Okay, and now go to the inspect panel, go to the console, and if you see here, right, we got this particular ID, whatever the ID we are passing here. For example, if I pass ABCD, enter it, and now we got this ABCD. See, okay, perfect. Now we have this information. Now the thing is, right, let's add one navigation when we upload the file successfully and everything, right? We have to make sure that we are navigating to this particular page. Okay, so right now let me open this one, go to the upload. Okay, so we are in the upload section now, and let's go to the upload page.js. So inside here, right, we want to navigate it, right, once the file is successfully uploaded, right? So in order to navigate, right, you have to use constant router. Okay, using use router hook. Okay, so if you see this use router hook, we are need to import from the next/navigation, because we are using Next.js 13 plus version. Otherwise, if you are using the old Next.js version, you can use next/router, but right now we are using next/navigation. So make sure that you are importing from the next/navigation. Okay, and now here I think, right, here I'm navigating here. Okay, so instead of this one, after showing that check mark, right, the file is uploaded successfully, I'm going to navigate it. So I will say router dot push. Okay, and here you need to give the path name. So in this case is file preview. Okay, and then you also need to give the ID. Okay, so this will be like slash plus and whatever the ID we are using. So the ID will be this doc ID. Okay, so obviously somewhere we need to use this doc ID. Okay, so we need to save this doc ID. So what I will do, I will add constant and we'll say file doc ID comma set file doc ID is equal to use state. Okay, and obviously once we generate this file ID, when the file is successful, we set the file doc ID as this particular document ID. Okay, because this document ID is nothing but our file ID, and obviously I will add the file doc ID here. Okay, so path will be like file preview slash that whatever the ID is there, that one, and save it. Okay, now let's test it out. So let me upload some file here. Okay, so I will upload this SVG, not this one, not good, look good. Okay, let's add this one and click open. Now let's upload it. So now it's uploaded, and if you see, file upload is successfully showing, and now if see, right, it navigating to this particular file, but right now it's showing the undefined, right, because that particular ID is not saving inside our state. Okay, we'll see it why. Actually I just check and I forgot to save this particular file. Okay, so the ID was not set, but right now if you see, I'm able to get that ID. Okay, let's okay, let's try one more time. Okay, so let's upload some meaningful image, maybe this one. Open, click upload, and if you see, it's navigate to this particular file, and that if you see, right, we got the ID as well. Okay, so now with the help of this particular ID, right, we are going to fetch the data from the Firebase. And if you see in the Firebase, okay, let's see in the Firebase, let me check the ID. So it's a 1D PLIA. Okay, so see this one, 1D PLI, and we got all the information. Right now we need to fetch this particular document. Okay, so let's go back to our application and inside this particular file preview. Okay, so here obviously if you search on the Google, right, we'll suggest type. Okay, if you on the left hand side, you can also find it here, read data, how to get the data. Okay, so just click on get data from the Firebase documentation, and obviously first thing you need to do is to initialize the Firestore. So we'll just initialize here. Okay, and let's import this app from the Firebase config and then get Firestore as well. Okay, so we imported this two statement. Then if you scroll down, okay, this is here is the option to get the document, and right now we just need only one document to fetch, right? And this is very easy to again. Okay, so this is the particular reference you need to initialize first. So what I will do first, I will define one method get. It will say get file info, and then inside that one we need to define this value. Okay, so document reference. So in this case our collection name we have to provide, and so in this case is uploaded, our collection name is uploaded file. Let me verify once. So yeah, the F is capital, and here we need to want to give the document ID. So in this case document ID is nothing but this params.fill ID. Okay, so I will provide that one here. After that, okay, here we are using await, so make this method async. Okay, and make sure to import this get doc as well as this doc as well. Okay, so let's import this doc. And now once we have this one, right, if you see this doc in the documentation, this is the only thing we need to show it now. Okay, so if doc snap exists, it's printing the document snap.data, which is our document. Otherwise it will say no such a document. Okay, let's save this one and let's call this get file info inside this particular use effect. Okay, make sure that if the params.file ID is there, then only call this particular method. Okay, and save it. Now if I go back to our application, open the inspect panel because we are consoling the document, and let me refresh it now, and if you see we got the document. Okay, inside document we have all this information. If you see the ID which is matching to this particular ID. Okay, let me increase the size of this one so it's very easy to look into this. Okay, see, now this file information we will save in one state. Okay, so let me close this one, and here we will define one state called constant file info comma set file info, or just call set file and file. Okay, easy to recognize, is equal to use state like this. Okay, and once we have the file information we'll just set it. So set file, and this particular thing we need to set it. Okay, like this, and save it. That's all. Okay, now obviously once we launch on this particular page, it will save this file information inside this one. Okay, perfect. Now guys, because this video is getting little longer, right, I'm going to build this particular screen. Okay, and in that particular screen I'm just going to display all the information which we have. Okay, like this image, the name of this particular file, the size and everything. Okay, and if you see we have the short URL. Okay, this short URL we are already saving, and we are also already getting that one. Okay, so if I go inside the console, okay, we already have this short URL. See, okay, we will add the password and everything. Okay, so guys, try this out. Okay, and if you face any issue, let me know in the comment section. I am happy to help you, or you can DM me. And obviously if you face any challenge while writing the code, you can access my source code. Okay, and so I will pause the video here and then I will build this particular UI. So now I added these two components. Okay, one is to show the file information. Okay, and here obviously I'm getting this file from here, and another is file share form, which contains the input form option to add the password and the email. Okay, and these particular two components I added inside this page.js of this file preview page. Okay, so this is the way I added. Also if you see here, right, I added this back button or this kind of go to upload section with the help of this link. Okay, and just saying go to upload, and on this click I am just redirecting to this particular route called /upload. Okay, and for this on password save, right, I added the on password method, where whatever the password we are entering inside this input section, right, I'm passing this password back from this particular component to our parent component. And once this particular on password show is triggered, I am saving it inside this component. Okay, so this component getting, sorry, this particular method is getting called. Now if I go back to our application, right now if you see, right, we got one error and it's saying invalid source prop, because we are using external image URL. Okay, this is the image URL for us, and it's saying on next/image host name, this particular host name, okay, is not configured under image in your next.config.js. Okay, so what we need to do whenever you got such an error, okay, so this error will get every time when you are using the URL from some third-party domains. Okay, so in this case, this is the domain. Copy this particular host name. Okay, and then go to this next.config.js. So if you see here, we have the file called next.config.js, and inside that we have this next.config. Okay, here add the images, and then inside that you have to add domains. Okay, and inside that you have to provide the list of domain which you want to allow to display in your application. So in this case is this particular domain. So I save this one. Let's save this one. Okay, if your application did not start, just stop the server and restart again. Okay, so in this case my case is rerunning again. Okay, so I'm not rerun again, but just refresh the screen now, and if you see, we got the output. Now we are showing this beautiful image. Also on the right hand side it's showing the short URL. Okay, but right now it's getting cut in the half. Okay, we will fix it out. Then we have option called enable password. If I click on this one, it giving option to add the password. Okay, and here I added the input field of type password. That's the reason you cannot save this password. Okay, oh, sorry, you cannot see this password. Now on the click of save, obviously we are gonna save or update our document, okay, along with this new password. And this we have option to send an email. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, let's go back to our application. Let me close this one. Okay, so first thing is to fix this particular short URL input. So let's go to this file share form. Okay, and here if we have this input, okay, just give width to be full. Okay, and if you see now it's visible, all this short URL is visible. Okay, then now it's time to update the password, right, because inside our document, right, we have this password section but currently it's empty. Okay, so in order to update it, right, let's go back to let's go back here. Okay, here we need to update the password. So in order to update, right, we already added the method, okay, called on password save, and inside here we need to define the doc reference first. Okay, obviously you will find this update documentation inside the Firebase document. Okay, if you scroll down in this particular only, you will see how to update the document as well. Okay, but it's very easy. So let's just write the code for that one. Is equal to doc. Here we already defined the div reference. Okay, comma, then you have to write the collection name. Okay, so in this case is uploaded file. Okay, and then you have to give the document ID. So in this case our document ID is the one. Okay, so this particular parameters dot file ID, which is our document ID, correct? And this is our document reference is ready. Now write await. So just make this as async, and inside that you have write update update doc. Okay, obviously make sure that you are importing this one, and then inside that we have to provide the doc reference and the value which you want to update. So in this case you just want to update password, and then give the actual the new value of the password. In this case is this particular password I am giving, and that's all, you are done. Okay, now save this one. Obviously you cannot see any notification because we did not add any notification, but we will see in the console. So now let's go back here. I will add some password. Okay, so let's add password and let's click save. Okay, so right now you don't see any output here, but inside here, inside our document, if you see, we added the password called tubegurji123 and it's reflecting here. Okay, if you want to change this password, right, just say different some password, right? Testing 123 I added, okay, and click save. And now if you go back, if you see the testing 123 is showing here. Okay, so this is how easily you can add. Obviously I added some couple of things. If you see, right, if password is empty, this button is disabled until you added more than 3 characters. Okay, also you need to add email, and obviously we can also disable this one, but right now we did not implement the logic behind the how to send the email. Okay, we will see later in this particular course. Also, if I click on this go to upload, okay, sorry, I click by mistakenly, but if I click on this go to upload button, right, it will redirect to this upload page again. Okay, so I hope you understand this one, everything. Okay, how we implemented this preview page. Okay, because this preview page we are going to use at different location as well. For example, in the file section we are going to show all the files which user uploaded. Okay, and then once user click on the particular file, we are going to redirect to this particular page again. Oh sorry, the file preview page. Okay, to show that particular files information. Okay, so guys, I hope you understand this particular flow. Okay, I know I designed this one, and we don't have you can access that source code from the link which is in the description. Okay, and we'll see you in the next section. So in this section, we are going to implement the email integration. So whenever user want to send an email with all this file detail, right, he can enter the email, and on the click of the send email button, our system need to send an email to that particular person. Okay, the question is how to implement now. Okay, so for that one, we are going to use resend.com. Okay, so this resend is one of the best email service provider. Okay, and it's a completely free. Okay, again, if you are new to this, don't worry, and this particular resend is very easy to integrate inside our Next.js application. Okay, so first thing, if you don't have an account, create a new account. Okay, and once you create the account, you will launch on this particular page. Okay, where you have option to create an API as well. So obviously if you go to this API key, or you can go to this your onboarding page, and you will find this API key. Click on add API key, and it will give you the new API key. Okay, copy this API key, and then inside .env.local add this API key. So I will add it here like this, is equal to this particular API key. Okay, next thing, if you scroll down, right, this is the particular code, but don't worry, we are not going to use this one. If you search on the internet the recent Next.js documentation, you will launch on this documentation. I will keep the link in the description so you can check it out. So this particular documentation will help us to integrate step by step the email feature. Okay, so first thing, just create the API, which we already did. Second is to verify domain. Now if you have a domain, okay, and you want to use that domain to send an email, you can just add that domain inside this particular section. Okay, and if you go to this API key or a domain section, you can just add your new domain inside the API key. If you see, right, this is the one which we created here. If you want to change the name, so in this case, if I want to change the Tube Guruji, just change it, and this will be a Tube Guruji. Okay, so while we send the email, okay, and if you don't want to attach any domain, you can send like tubeguruji@resend.com. Okay, so we'll see in the actual we will see the actual example. Okay, so next, once you verify domain, and if you don't want to use it, just skip that step. Then you have to install this particular dependency. So copy it, go to your terminal, and just paste it here like this. Okay, and install it. Once you install, right, now it's time to create this email template and the folder. Okay, so what you can do, you can create the email template with the name email template. Obviously you can create with any name inside the component folder. So what I will do, we have this component folder in the app. Let's create a new file, and we'll call it as email-template.js file. Inside that I will keep all of this code. Okay, and we are using this JS, right, so we don't want this interface, so I will remove this one like this, and then save it. So this is very basic template. Okay, obviously we want to update it, and I will teach you how to update the template as well, but for now we will test with that this default template. And if you scroll down, now it's time to create the API. Okay, and if you see it show the how to create the API in page router, and if you are using app router, how to create it. Now obviously we are using the app router, right? So we need to create the API inside this app folder slash API slash send. Okay, so obviously we have the app folder already, so inside that we'll just copy this path, and inside the app folder we'll create that particular file. So if I paste the result like this, right, it automatically create this files and uh, page as well, okay, and folder as well. And now copy this particular line of code. Okay, so make sure as we are using app router, you have to copy this code and not this one. Okay, so make sure, so copy this code, paste it here, as simple as that. Okay, now if you see that this email template is the path is not matching, so make sure you will update this path, and it's in component slash email template. Okay, and now error is gone. Now from where you want to send, so here in this case I will change this to tube guruji, because we changed the API name, right, if you remember. So from this API key we change the name, so that's the name you can put it there. And for testing, I will give some my email address and then save it. Okay, and we are just adding a subject hello world, and this particular React component with this first name is passing to this particular email template. Okay, and here it will print the email template. So if you see, right, this email template we are importing from this file which we have added this email template. Okay, and then save it. Now our API as well as our email template is ready. Now let's test it out. So if you have Postman, okay, or any API response request software, you can use it. In this case I am using this request bin. Okay, and it will, if you see, right, I have this chromic extension, so add that one, and then you can just make this call. So if you see, we have http localhost 3000/API/send. Okay, and make sure you will select this option called post and just click send. Okay, so once you send it, if you see, we got the 200 response. And let's see and if you see in the inbox, right, I got this email from the tube guruji, and if you observe this email we are getting from the tube guruji @recent.dev. Okay, because we are not using our custom domain, but that's fine. And if you got right now, we don't have any good template, just it's saying welcome John, because that's what we are having our template. Okay, so next what we are gonna do, we are gonna add this particular email API call inside our application, and then we will pass some of the parameters which we need to send it into the email. Okay, and obviously we're gonna add the email template as well, so we will learn how to add the email template so that we can send it to the user. Now in order to make a API call to send the email, first let's install the Axios, okay, which is one of the best HTTP client. So just do npm I Axios. Okay, and with the help of that we will add the Axios so that we can make the API call. And once it's installed, let's write a API call request. So inside the utils, I'll create a new file and I can call it as a global API.js. Okay, here let's write constant send email. Okay, arrow function, and then make the Axios call. Okay, here we are making the post call, so write post, and then because we have the API in local, so just write /API/send. Okay, and obviously you have to send the body, so here I will pass it as a data, and inside the export default let's add the send email. Okay, so that it will be accessible throughout the application and you can make a call from anywhere. Now we have the send email button, right? If you go back here, right, if we have this send email button, and on the click of that we need to send it. Okay, so let's go to our dashboard. Here inside the routes we have the file preview, and inside the component we have this send email button, right? So let's write one method constant send email. Okay, and here let's make global just access global API file, global API. So if it's not accessible, just make sure to import. So import global API from, and just give the path. So in this case utl/global API. Okay, and now we have the global API dot send email. Obviously we have to send data here. Okay, but okay, that's fine. And then we have to make then, because this is a promise, and just we will write the console. Okay, if it's successful, we'll get some response. Now right now we don't have anything in the data, so just define some constant data, and right now I'll keep empty, and make sure to call this send email on this button click. Okay, so on click method I will add it here. Okay, and that's all, and save it. Now let's go back to our application, go to the inspect panel, and let's open console. Okay, so just click send email because we just triggering that API. Okay, and we are doing nothing for now. Here we got the response. Okay, and in the inbox we also got this email. Perfect. So our we are able to successfully trigger the email from this button click. Okay, now let's add some data. So inside the data, okay, I will add some fields which I'm going to send to the API, and from that one obviously we are going to attach this value to the template. Okay, so I'm sending this all this information and I'm adding here. Okay, obviously you can get this user name from this clerk user. Okay, and then save it. Inside this API route, right, we also added this post request. Okay, and from this post request we get this JSON information. Okay, so whatever the data we are passing from this particular API endpoint, we will get it here. Obviously with that particular response we are passing to this email template to attach all the value. Okay, now it's time to get the or to create this email template. Okay, so in order to create email template, just search React email, and inside the React email, which is one of the best email library to create the or writing the emails. Okay, so if you go on this site, it's very easy to install. Go to the documentation, and on this page you will see two options: automatic setup and manual. So we already have the Next.js application, so click manual setup. Okay, and just on the second, right, you need to install the this dependency because we already have the application. So just copy this line of code, go back to your application and paste it and install it. Okay, then you can add the script to see actual view how your web template look like, but I will skip this step for now. And then you can directly use these components to create the email. Okay, and if you see, these components are importing from this React email slash component. Okay, but the question is how to write this big beautiful templates. Okay, so you can use the existing example and just you can modify it. So if you go on the left hand side, you will find this example section. Click on that one and you will find a bunch of different example. Okay, you have this, for example, Nike receipt example, or you have confirmation page example. And if you go here, right, you will find the source code. So just need to copy the source code, make update, and you are done. So right now we are going to use this help recent login example, and according to our need we will modify it. So what I will do, I will go to this source section. Okay, and here you will see the all the code. So first thing, let's import this React email components. So copy it, and inside your email template, select the email template and import this import statement first. Okay, and save it. Then I will copy all this email template. So from this HTML to this starting tag to end tag, I will copy it, and then I will paste it here like this. Okay, next you have to copy the styles, all the styles as well, and paste below this one. Okay, perfect. Now our template is ready. Obviously, if you see, right, it uses some image. Okay, so you can replace with this image with your actual image URL. So I updated the URLs. Also, let's update some of the things. For example, let's take 224. Here I will say Guruji at 2024 copyrights. Okay, and you can just edit whatever and however you want. Okay, and www.tubeguruji.com. okay, like this. Now obviously you can go ahead and change whatever the things you need, but for now what I will do, I will save this template and let's test out this template and how it looks. Okay, so clean everything. Let's, even though if you don't add, right, even though it will trigger because we are not passing any information yet. And if I click on send, if you see, we got the successful response. Okay, and in the email, if you see, this is how my template look like. Okay, I added this banner right now. Obviously this is just a sample text, but I'm gonna add actual value to this one. Okay, so perfect. So our template is working and it's look beautiful than before. And now let's go back to our API endpoint. So I will go to this API route. Okay, so over here right now we are passing the first name. Okay, here you need to pass the actual value that we need to send it to our email template. Okay, so first just I will uncomment this one and put the request over here, and then this response I'm gonna send it here like this. Okay, so obviously in the email template, go to the email template, and here we'll get it response like this. Okay, save this file and save this file as well. So once we send it, right, you, if you want to change the subject, you can change the subject. For example, I will say someone in the sense, or we can say because we know the in the response we have the user full name, so I will write response dot full name. Okay, and then we'll add some string, send you or share the file with you. I will write like this, share file with you. Okay, and let's make this optional. And then inside the email template we have the response. From the response, now we can just change some value. For example, we'll update the value hi, and then here we have the emails, user email, right? For example, if I have the user email like let's say admin@tubeguruji.com. okay, and here we will just need to get this information, right? So it's very easy. So here what you have to do first, you have to get the from the response dot get the email to send. Okay, that's the variable we set. Okay, just make sure. So let me go to this file preview, and inside that we have share form, and this is the one we want, email to send. Okay, here we'll say dot split and split at the at, and we want the first letter. So if I split it, right, in that one first array it will say admin, and second one it will say tubeguruji.com. so we want admin, so that's the reason I give the 0th element. Okay, and you can make this optionals. If by chance you got error, it will not stop our application. Then if you scroll down, let's add the file name. So here I will add the response dot, let's add response dot file name. Okay, let's copy this because we want to add a lot of places. So file size, file type, let's change to file type, change this to file size. Okay, also make sure everything is good, and on this button click as well. I will wrap this. Okay, on button click actually we want to redirect to other page, but we'll do in moment. But make sure everything is set up, and let's save. Okay, and let's try it now. And here also I change the username. Okay, make sure inside this route, right, it should be a username and not the full name because we save it as a username. Okay, now let's go back to application. Let me go here, clean everything. Now here in this case you have to write the complete email. Okay, so right now if you see that this email is not fully with, so just update that one and click send email. So once you send email, we got the response, and in the data we got have a successful response. Now if you see here, right, we got the subject like get play share file with you. This is high accounts because this is the email address like accounts@tubegurji. Then we have this user name, and it's saying share file with you, and it's showing all the file image, size and type and everything. Okay, now on the click here to download, right here we need to navigate to the new tab where we are gonna add the short URL link. Okay, so try it out. If you have faced any issue, obviously you can access from the source code, but let's continue now. Here, as we know in the last section, we are able to send a email with a custom template and everything. Okay, and if you see, we have all the information. Okay, also on the click here to download button, right, if I click on this one, it's navigating me to this particular URL. Right now obviously this is our base URL. We set it in .env.local file, and then this particular path. Okay, so if you see, I added this f as a path inside the when we are saving the short URL. Okay, and also in the template, right, when you want to click on that button, it will navigate to that particular URL. Okay, and this is how you can add it. So through the h reference you have to add the URL. Okay, and that is already in the documentation of the recent. Now the question is how to show the some data on this particular page. Okay, so it's very simple. You have to create this particular path or route inside your application. Okay, so let's go back to our application, and inside the root directory of this app folder. Okay, I'm talking about the app folder. Here we'll create a new folder and just we will call it as F. That's all. Okay, inside that we'll create another folder, because if you see, right, let me go back. If you see, this particular id gonna change every time. Okay, and this need to be a dynamic. Okay, so to make this dynamic, we, as you know, we need to make another folder, and inside the curly braces we have to add that one. Okay, so in this case we'll add a file id, and then inside that we'll create a page.js file. Okay, and add the default template, and here we can call it as a file view. Okay, so let me paste like this and save it. Okay, now let's test out this particular page, and if you see, now we got the page view. Okay, so for this short URL as well, we got some information. Okay, sounds good, correct? So it means we are able to successfully open this page, but we have one problem right now. As we log into this localhost application, right, that's why we are able to see. But if I open this application and the user is not logged into that particular URL, it is redirected to sign in, and that is what we don't want it. Okay, so the question is how to avoid this problem. Okay, so the question is very simple. As you know, in the middleware, right, let's go to this middleware here, right here, similar like because we added this API endpoint call as well, because this API we were trying from outside, so I was added this one. Okay, but you can remove it, no issue. But if you want to add the or you don't want to add the login um to that particular screen, right, you can add it like slash f folder, right, but obviously the URL is dynamic, right, the id is dynamic. So in order to fix it, you have to write in the curly, in the square bracket, sorry, circular bracket, you have to write dot and star. Okay, so all the value after comes after f will be allow and will not added, or you cannot you don't need access to the login screen. Okay, this is how it works. Now save this one, and if you did not your application did not start, just restart it. Okay, and now let's open this application. Let's me copy this and open it incognito window, and if you see, now I can able to access without login to this particular application. Okay, perfect. So this is the URL we are gonna share with your friends and family, or through the email as well. Okay, where user can view the particular file and all. Okay, now let's go back to the um, f file. Okay, so here is the page.js, and inside that, now obviously we need to get first the params. Okay, the parameter that we are going to accept it here. Okay, so here I will get the params and just print it out. So in use effect, here, and here I will say console.log params, and the ID is file ID dot file ID, and save it. Now it's saying that you are using effect, so make this particular component as a use client. So I will make this as a use client and save it. And now okay, so it's saying param is not defined, so this spelling is incorrect, so params, and it's work. So let's see in the console, and if you see, we got this particular ID. Okay, perfect. Now this ID we're gonna use to fetch the data from the Firebase. Okay, and you know the how to do it. Okay, so what you need to do, we already use this particular logic, right? So let's go to the routes, and inside the file preview we have the code for that one. Okay, so if you have see, we have get file information. I will copy as it is. Okay, but before that, obviously you need to initialize this Firestore. So let's copy this one. Okay, so it's quite simple. You just need to initialize this Firestore first, and then you need to call get file information, so it will return the file information. So I will paste it here, and then what I will do, once we have the params.fill id, then only call this get file info. Okay, and this is how it works. Obviously here we are saving the file, one state, so define a state. So I will call file set file is equal to use state. Okay, and now it's able to save the file and save everything. Okay, now if you want to just check, okay, right now if we got one error, it's saying that document is not defined because we did not import all this method. Okay, so get doc, then I think, and this doc as well. Okay, and then save it. Let's test it out. Let's clean everything, let's refresh it and just check whether we okay. And now if you see, we got the result, and if you see, we have all the information here. Okay, sounds good. Now let me go back here, and here now we need to design the UI. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a component inside the file id underscore components, and inside that I'll create a new file. Okay, and we can call it as of file item.js. Okay, let add default template, and then let make sure we save this one, and then import that template inside this file id. So file item, right? So it's need to be item. Okay, so we have to, okay, so this name to be a capital. Actually, let me make this capital. File and file. Save this, and let's try out to import it. Okay, make sure you have to import it, so you have to import manual sometimes from component/file item. Perfect, and make sure you are able to see this text called file item. Okay, perfect. Now obviously we need this in the center. Okay, so what I will do, let's add class name, and inside that I will say background little bit gray color, and then height of screen width to be full, make it flex, then justify in the center. Okay, and I want vertically center, so let's make item to be in the center, and flex need to be column, and we'll give gap of 4. Okay, you will need to know once we design this, and if you see right now it is in the center. Okay, perfect. So what I will do, I'm gonna design this file item component, and then from there you can we will put all the file information into that file item. Okay, so you can try it on your own. I have my code, and I will paste it here. Now here I will just paste the code and save it. Okay, and once you save it, this is how the page will look like. Okay, also I want to add the logo, so what I will do, inside the page about this one, okay, I'm gonna add link, because I'm gonna add the on click method on this one. Okay, so once user click on this one, it will go to this our host site. Okay, so add that one, then h reference. Okay, so for now I will keep it empty, and inside that I will add the image. Okay, image source, and this will be a /logo.svg. Okay, and then let's give width and height to this one. So we'll give width of 150 and then height of 150. Okay, maybe we will give 100 and then save it. And if you see, this is how it looks. Obviously you can change this logo, but if you click on this one, right, it's supposed to go on localhost or on our base URL. Okay, so what you can do, you can just redirect to this base URL, but we'll do it later on. Okay, perfect. So now our file item is ready. Okay, the point is now we need to send our file information here. Okay, the actual file information. Right now it's dummy file information. Okay, the value, if you see here, is hard coded, so we'll change it on. So file information I'm sending to the file item component. Okay, I just renamed this file item to file item C. So nothing different. Okay, and here if you see, right, it's saying that TubeGuruji shared file with you. So instead of that, you have to give the username. Before that one, let's accept the file here. Okay, and also if the file is there, then only show this particular component. Okay, so instead of this one, let's add the file dot username, save this one, and let's check it out. If you see, now gameplay is showing. Okay, share the file with you, find file details below. Here is the beautiful icon. I get it from this flat icon animation. Okay, so you can get a lot of different type of bunch of free icons from here. And then let's go back here. So we have to give file name, the file type, and the size. So here, let me bring this down. File name, then here file size, file type, and here file size. Okay, and this will be a byte, so I will write bytes and save it. And if you see, this is how it looks. Okay, then the password section. Now here is thing, if the password is there, okay, then only we have to show that input. So what I will do, I will write a condition if file dot password, okay, dot length is greater than 3, okay, because we added the condition 3, then only show this input. Okay, and here I will otherwise show null, as simple as that. Okay, add the condition question mark, and if it's there, then only it will show the password field. Okay, so let's go here, and if you see right now, if you see the button is not enabled, but if I put the password, right, and if the password is matches, then only it will enable the button. So that condition also we need to write it here. Okay, so right now it's a disable, and here you can write the condition if item dot if file dot password is matches with the entered password. So obviously we need to save this password information. So here I will say on change. Okay, so E with the event, and here we will save the password. So obviously we need to mention the state here. So constant password set password is equal to use state, like this. Okay, now right, initially we'll keep it empty, and here we'll just set the password, and here we'll add the value e dot target dot value. Okay, now we have the password, and here we will check if the file password is equal to the password. Okay, so if you see, if it matches, then only enable the button. Okay, so here it's not equal, I will say it's not equal to, and save it. Okay, now let's try it out. So let's go to the console, just make sure the password, so we can try and check it out. So this is our documentation. The password is very long. Okay, just copy this password, now paste this password here, and if you see, it's enabled. If I remove any of this button, right, it's get disabled. Perfect. So that is how it works. Okay, and then on the download, you can download you can add the download logic, or you can open the URL inside new window. From there you can, obviously user can download it. Okay, so better to open in new URL to avoid any logic or some implementation issue. So what I will do, I will add on click event, and on the click of that one I will say window dot open. Okay, and whatever the URL we have, so if you see right in the Firebase, right, we have this file URL. Okay, so just copy this one, so file URL, and then save it. Okay, perfect. Now let's open this one, our application, and now if I click on download, it will open new file with the image, and obviously you can just download it, as simple as that. Okay, so there is some quick fix we need to do it. Okay, so once we upload the any file, right, so select one file, because we are pretty much completed all the workflow here. Okay, and let me upload this particular file. Click open. Okay, and just click upload. So once it's uploaded, right, it will direct to this particular page. Okay, and if you see, it automatically coming to this page with the short URL. You can enable the password if you want, and you can even send to email. Okay, but here if I click on this copy button, right, it's not actually copying this particular URL. Okay, or you have to copy it manually. So the question is how to fix it. So let's go to this particular component, which is the file share form which we created. Okay, and here if you see, we have this copy icon. Okay, so on this one, right, on click method. Okay, and here we have to copy the particular URL, and we have to copy in the system's copy pad. Okay, so it's very easy to do that. We have to write navigator, okay, dot clipboard, if you see clipboard. Okay, and dot write text. Okay, and here whatever text you want to put it there, you can do it. So in this case, we want the file dot short URL, so short URL. Okay, this one, and then save it. So also we need to inform user that okay, you already copied. Okay, so what I will do, I will completely move this method in one method. Okay, and I will call it as a on copy click. Okay, and let's go here, create a new method called on copy click, like this, and paste it here, this one. Okay, also we will show the text message, so I will just copy the toast message because we already have the toast message, and here success, and here we will say URL copied. Okay, and success message and everything, let me, I will say success, say copied only. Okay, and let's make sure everything is okay. You are calling this method. Let's save this one. Let's go back here, and if I click on copy, okay, so nothing is happening right now. Let's see what's the issue. So let's refresh it once, and let's try it out. If I click copy, and if you see, we got the toast message, and if I try to open a new window, if you see, it get copied, and now it's showing it here. Okay, but right now if you see, it's copy the short URL. Okay, because it's opening this one. We don't want, okay, that's the what we wanted, right? I think, yeah. So my mistake. So yes, so this is short URL. Now you can share with your friends and family. Okay, and if you see, it's open. Obviously if you go to the incognito window, and here also it will open like this. Okay, perfect, sounds good. So this is the first thing that we fix it. Another thing, let me go to this, let me create a small window here, and if you see right now, if I open this one, right, we have option, and if I click upload, right, it's supposed to close this particular sidebar. We don't have option, right? We only have option once user click on any of this particular menu, it will close this particular sidebar, right? So to fix this one, let's go to this side navigation. Okay, and here on the click of this particular menu, okay, because right now we are just activating the index. Here I will write one more method, and we can call it as a close sidebar. Okay, like this, and obviously wrap this in a curly braces because you are calling multiple methods, and then pass this method back to the parent component. So here we'll initialize here like this, and we'll pass back to this layout because we are using inside the layout, right, like this. So here call this method, and if you see, right, we need to just set the toggle on whenever method this get triggered, we just need to set toggle to false. Okay, and same thing we have to do it here because obviously we don't need it actually, but we can because we are calling this method, so let's use that method here, okay, and save it and save here as well, and let's test it out. Okay, let's go close this inspect panel, open this one and click on upload, and if you see, the site navigation is gone. Okay, perfect, sounds good. Now this third more important point that I already implemented, because this video is getting more lengthier. Okay, and in the, if I go to the file section, you will see that I'm showing all the number of files here. Okay, so if you see, whatever the files user uploaded, it is showing with the name, the type, the size, and you have option to view this particular file. If I click on any of this file, right, it will open the file along with this image and short URL and everything. Okay, so this is the one method I implemented here right now. Just provide the total number of files. I made a card. Okay, I did not provide the number of files here, but you can provide that one. Okay, and couple of more things you can integrate, like upgrade. Right now we don't have anything in the upgrade, right? But in upgrade you want to show the pricing options, right? So here, if you see, right, we have the pricing option. So copy that one, paste it there, and that's all. The same thing I implemented inside the my Tube Gurji courses website. Okay, if I go to the upgrade, obviously you need to log in first, so let's log in here, and then once you log in, you will see the option here. Okay, so obviously you can just add this from this hyper UI as well. Okay, so this is how simple it is to integrate it in your application. Okay, so guys, that's all for this particular course, and I hope you learn a lot of things. Okay, the more important thing here, to use the workflow, how we implemented, then authentication, then Firebase, how to upload the file, how to save the data, how to share that with your friends, and more important, how to send an email to your friends with any email ID, right? And obviously everything we use in this particular course was completely free. So I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, press like button, click share buttons as well, so share with your friends and family. And guys, if you did not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe and join my channel. If you want all the project source code for free, go to my Tube Gurji courses website, and here you can access all those courses for free. Okay, just you can join this channel to get more perks. Okay, and if you want one-to-one help from me, obviously buy this particular membership, and then you will I will connect with you on Instagram, on email. Okay, also if you want to learn anything course by course, okay, go into the any course, and you will obviously have GitHub access here. Okay, so you can access the source code. Also you can learn by chapter. Okay, if you see, you can learn and you can keep a track of all my courses, all the chapters, so you will not lose whatever you are learning. Okay, so everything is there inside this particular courses. So just buy the membership and you are good to go, and you can access all my source code. Okay, everything whatever we learn in this particular course, right, all the links in the description, you can access it anytime. And guys, see you in the next video. Thank you.